Still don't have me.
Huh?
Still don't have it.
Says you're live.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to find it. There we go.
Find it?
Yep.
Is it live?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Mark, how are ya? Can you hear me okay?
See it. There it
Okay.
is.
This is kind of disorienting with that thing backwards.
Say something.
Hello, hello.
This is kind of disorienting with that thing backwards.
Okay.
Doing it backwards. Technically, this is the front side.
Yeah.
This is the back side. This side, everything will be normal.
Okay.
That's why
Well,
I'm trying it this way.
no, it's just a little.
I'm just trying it this way. If it doesn't work out, I'll change it.
Well, I think it'd be okay. It's just I'm used to looking at myself. Used to being able to see me. Hey, Patrick, Jerry. You want up here? Where's your Chewy? Here's your Chewy. Come here. You can get up here. You can get up here with your Chewy. Yeah, we gotta get Buddy situated too. So Skip had to go in and get his cookies. You guys laugh about him eating the cookies, but let me tell you, he actually does that on purpose because he gets up late, so he doesn't eat breakfast, and he has low blood sugar. And I said, if he doesn't eat those cookies, he's a pain to deal with. Trust me. So I said, he eats those cookies to kind of get his blood sugar up so he's not quite as grumpy as what he usually is. And we are back. I want to thank everybody for the condolences, for the letters and the cards and everything. And it was a beautiful ceremony and but a long trip. But we're glad to be back here anyhow. So thank you all. I really, really appreciate it. And like I said, we took the car this time because the camper wasn't ready. And so we took the car and made it a quick trip. But Buddy is not good in the car. He just does not do well riding. And, he'll go for a while and be okay. And then at times he'll shake so bad that and he's panting, and I thought he was going to have a stroke. And I know a lot of you have told me, different things to do to make it better. So far, nothing helps. I am going to, not only am I going to get him a sitter next time, I think I'm going to get him something to calm him down in case we do have to make another trip, and something that, he won't be so upset when we ride, because I do worry about that, when he shakes like that and pants like that, I'm afraid he's going to have a stroke or something. So, but anyhow, we're back, and yes, Jerry, you're right. Thank you, Patrick. Let's see. Julie says it's chilly there today. It's 40 degrees in Indiana. Yeah.
And when you coming down, Julie?
Hey, Elizabeth. I bet Chicago isn't real warm today either.
Oh, speaking of Chicago, I saw a thing on Discord. Laura Lamp filed for something. She's getting ready to retire.
Yeah.
She filed for something.
Yeah, okay.
So now we're counting down, I don't know what that is, 59 days or something. I don't even know.
I think she retires in
or maybe let me have this before you spill coffee.
You should put one with a lid on it, like you were told.
How about we get a table that's worth a damn? Well, look, the cups, first of all, don't even fit in the hole.
You shouldn't have that cup.
I like
I mean, you know this.
I like these cups.
Well, okay.
So anyway, she's, was it a retirement party? You read Discord on that all the time. I don't get on Discord that much. Here's my thing about Discord, just so people know. I set Discord up so people that, you don't want to hear my crap all the time, and you're always going to hear them nasty comments out there saying that I don't know what I'm talking about and this and that, and that's fine. But I have Discord for all my Patreon members, or actually all my members, but basically my Patreon members, so you can go ask them. Quiet. You can go ask them. That way you don't have to take my word for something. So I have a tendency to stay off of Discord. I do read the comments. I don't make that many comments on there. So you guys can have Discord to yourself to ask all these questions.
Yeah.
But I do put things on there once in a while. Like, did you see Buddy's new haircut? Have you guys seen Buddy's new haircut? Look at him. He looks like a girl.
He's adorable. You know that. Kevin K says it's 42 degrees in the fort with a high of 45.
We almost came to the fort last week, Kevin. Almost. But we were just, I don't know, to be honest with you, it was cold up there and windy. And I think the day we left Anderson, the hotel, Sue's sister sent us a thing about a tornado touchdown up there the day after we left.
Yeah, they showed it. She sent me a picture of all the devastation. We left at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it hit in the late afternoon and evening. And we were lucky to get out of there when we did, because it looked like, and there's still some flooding in the southern part of the state. So, and in Kentucky, it's flooding really bad. So we're really, really lucky that we missed all of it. We missed it going up, and we missed it coming back. So just fortunate. We didn't do it on purpose.
Tammy says Buddy needs anxiety medicine when you travel.
He does. And
he needs marijuana. I swear to God, if he smoked, I'd give him marijuana.
Well, they do have the stuff in the pet store, but I asked the trainer about that, and she said if you give it to him continuous, it does work, but just for a day or so at a time, she said it's not going to do much. So I didn't try it.
Social Security. Jerry says Social Security. That must be what she filed. Filed for Social Security.
Yeah. And I said, she'll be here by August and September, I think. Yeah. She's retiring in May, but she's going to be here.
That's one person that I can tell you 100%. She'll be damn glad when she's here. She's been wanting to come here for years.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Joy. And Kathy B in 603 says, hi, Skip and Sue. Back in the 603, it's 39 degrees. Oh, honey. We had decent weather when we was up north, but and I said, the first day we got there, it was like in the 70s, which was unusual for up there.
Why is she up there? She has a place here.
Well, she went back to 603 for some reason. I don't know.
Leave. Well, I mean, seriously, you got a place down here. It's cold up there. If you're done doing what you're doing, leave.
Yeah. Jason and Leah says, hi, all. 38 degrees in Massachusetts. Yeah, it's still, yeah. You still got some cold weather to go, so. Brad Chase says you figured out the mirror issue. Nice to see you back on your correct side.
So what?
He says you figured out the mirror thing.
No, I'm just using the back side of it. The back side is, these things are weird. What I think's happened here, quit. I think the mirror button on the settings, what's that noise?
Somebody's doing their lawn.
The mirror button, I think it quit working because I didn't do anything. Just one day we came out here and everything was backwards. And I didn't even know it was backwards until Jerry told us it was backwards. And I've been messing with it ever since. I went to every YouTube channel looking for settings for this thing. And there's nothing about it. It just keeps saying if you want it to be straight on the other side, you have to turn the mirror button, the mirror setting off on the front side. And what you think is the front side is not the front side, that's the back side. And the back side is what you think is the back side is actually the front side. I'm looking at the front side, which we see no picture up here at all. I'm looking at at nothing.
We can't see what we're doing.
No, and I really would rather look at the other side. And I can, but the problem with the other side is this sign. The sign right here would read backwards. And I hate to take the sign down because Robin made that for us. And so anyway, right now this is a fix. I guess I could take it to the Apple store, but I think the nearest Apple store around here is like in Orlando, so that's not happening. So I don't know. I just don't know.
Jerry says the channel manager should help with this.
My channel manager is dumb. He doesn't know anything when it comes to iPads. I'll have to call his son. He's in college.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, you got to give me those questions too that he sent you.
I already sent them to you a long time ago.
You sent them to me?
Yep.
I never got
I already done mine.
I never got them.
I sent them to your email.
Okay. I'll look for them. Anne Marie says, hi all, 42 degrees and sunny on Long Island. On Long Island. Okay. Rich A says, my brother will be in Florida on the 17th for 2 weeks. He's going to spend 2 days in the villages checking out for me. Oh, well.
Well, don't trust your brother. Seriously, what your brother may like, you may not like. I mean,
Yeah.
just why ain't you coming down? What the hell? Are you that busy that you can't take 2 days to come down here and check something out for the rest of your life?
Yeah, there's no denying he'll probably like it. Yeah. Wrestler says today's the first day it is not raining or 20-mile-an-hour winds, so going to mow the lawn for the first time this year after the show.
Huh.
Thank you, Wrestler.
And what's the temperature up there? Because I know I think they're having a warm spell.
Well, I said it's all going, like I said, the warm spell that we had, we were in the 90s last week.
The day before we got to Henderson, quit it. You're not eating all my cookies. It was like 70-some degrees. The next day,
It was 49.
we went to the funeral. Yeah, it was cold. And then that night it got down in the 30s. And then the next day it was maybe a little warmer. I don't know. It was in the 50s or whatever. It wasn't when we left. We left at 7 o'clock in the morning, so it wasn't in the 50s. But we went down. Took the back roads and got out of there.
Cool house.
Drives me nuts that we went down to Kentucky off of 75. We went to he don't care about that. He wants the cookie. I know that's what he wants. See, he don't care about this.
Okay.
So anyway, we took the back roads down to 74 over to Cincinnati, down to 75, and then we stopped down to Kentucky somewhere to get gas. I don't remember exactly where it was at, but as soon as I got out of the car, I felt like long pants was too much already, and we didn't get that far south. Indiana, there's a line, and Indiana north gets all that cold, and at a certain time of the year, there's a line. I'll say Lexington area. Maybe that's where I stopped to get gas, Lexington, and they were shorts weather. And then the further south we went, we got down to Dalton. That's why you leave at 7 o'clock in the morning, because by 3 in the afternoon, I'll be at the next hotel. And I don't like getting there too late. Then you end up getting a room next to the elevator, and I can't stand that. So I know what time to leave to get to where on that route. I know how to go.
Yeah, but I tell you, it beat us up pretty bad having to make that trip that quick. It was for me anyhow.
It beat all of us up.
Yeah.
Beat Buddy up, beat everybody up.
Yeah, we're just not used to that anymore. We used to do it in one day, make that trip straight through, and we can't do that anymore. But even with stopping in between, it was hard. So.
But I will say that Buddy was better than what I thought he would, because when we had to stop like a Cracker Barrel to get a bite to eat, because we just really wanted to get out of the car, and we have to leave Buddy in the car. We can't really take him anywhere like that.
And it was cold enough; it wasn't a problem.
We cracked the windows, and we always park the car up front, and we always get a seat where I can look out the window and keep an eye on him. I just feel better about it. But anyway, seemed like all he did was just curled up in the passenger seat, and he would lay down and take a nap. He didn't bark and whine or carry on.
Yeah,
So
it's just when the car's moving. Yeah. So, Captain Bean at 603 says, I just rent. I will be back later this year when they open up the patio villa neighborhoods in Oak Hollow or Well Point, maybe July.
Ocala?
Oak Hollow.
I don't know where that area is.
It's the new area.
I know. I don't know the new area that well. Okay. I don't go down there.
Terry Span.
But we are going down there sometime this week, I think.
Friday,
we're meeting.
We're going to Middleton.
Middleton. We're going to meet some, I think, Patriot members and stuff. We're going to have lunch at some new restaurant down
Victory.
there. Where?
Victory.
Victory. Going to Victory Slop House.
Okay. Terry Span says, Skip, what kind of community service do the people do in the villages? I would think it would be limited what they would be able to do to satisfy their punishments.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Community service.
You mean like volunteer work? There's all kinds.
I think she means like drunks picked up, and they have to do community service after they're arrested, that kind of thing.
Oh, as far as I know, the only community service around here is they suspend your license, make you do community service for 50 hours a week, and usually the ones that I know that's gotten those, they usually end up working at one of the local charities where they sell furniture. People donate. We do it. We donate a lot of stuff to the charities over there, church charities, and then they sell it to the public, and that's where they get some of their money for their church activities. So a lot of them people working in there are people that's been arrested for drunk driving.
Yeah.
You would never know, but that's who they are.
BJ Gant says, Skip, you're colicky today.
What?
You're colicky today.
My ecology.
Colicky.
Colicky.
Yeah, you know what colic is?
No.
No, he doesn't even know what it is.
Yeah.
James, never mind. Rester says, hey, I am not an Apple guy. We did try to get it done, though.
We did work on it. We just can't figure this out because it just happened all of a sudden. I mean, I keep thinking, well, one or two things has happened here because this happens a lot. Either Apple did an update, and I don't know what it was, and it changed things. That's a possibility. Or I accidentally hit a button somewhere, which I don't think I did, and it changed things. So I've been through every YouTube channel about the settings on iPads to I don't even know what all. I mean, I'm talking about a week worth of sitting there and looking at all these videos, trying everything, and nothing works to the point where I'm just not going to do anything anymore. The only thing I might do is if there's an iPad store around here, I might take it there. I'm not taking it to a normal tech guy because normal tech guys generally don't know what they're talking about half the time. It's like taking your car in for a warranty service. You wouldn't take it to your local shade tree mechanic for a warranty service. I'm not taking this to a shade tree mechanic.
Okay. Rester says it's only 41 degrees today, but the sun is finally out. And I said, I missed the sun. Yeah, the rest of the weather is kind of, but I missed the sun.
That's the reason why we came back. Was warm. It was cloudy every day we was up there.
Yeah.
It even rained.
Yeah.
One typical spring weather up there. 70s on Monday, rainy and cold on Tuesday. You know how it goes.
Okay. William says all
somebody sent us some money. A-Cash. Sent us $4.99. Thank you, A-Cash. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That'll buy Buddy some more of these things. They're really expensive.
And we just had some ladies that stopped by, and they brought. They didn't want to be on camera, but they brought some goodies for Buddy, and I said I will thank them personally once I get in here and get the name and email and what have you. But I happened to be. Buddy and I was walking around the block the other day, and
I don't have any.
pulled up in the car, and they said that they were renting down here, and they was just driving around the neighborhood and happened to recognize us. So they stopped and we talked for a few minutes, and she said, "Oh, I got some treats for Buddy." And she said, "I'll bring them by before you have to do the show," because like I said, they didn't want to be on camera. But really sweet of them, to think of Buddy, And I said, I didn't, I might have to get in here and get their name because I didn't get their names right off the bat. So,
here,
but
you want them? Here.
Okay. You can come up here. Want to come up here with Mommy? Rester says, I already told Ira that I'm waiting for him to find a house for me with reinforced roof trusses so I can attach a pole in the living room for healthy home cooking to practice her pole dancing routine. Well, I guess Ira said he'd get right on that, didn't he? Yes. Hey, Cash, thanks for supporting the channel. And then I said, we're going to get.
Getting on my nerves.
We just about had all everything synchronized with the lawn mowing and stuff. But now we got some new people, and so I said we're going to have to deal with that right now. So forgive us. Yeah, forgive us if it gets noisy. Not much we can do at this point. So they're not mowing our yard. They're not mowing a neighbor's yard. And like I said, I thought I'd had everybody tuned in on not doing it this time of day, but not this.
One thing, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you're buying a new house down here, get together with your neighbors. When we first moved here, we got together with all the neighbors around us here. We hired one guy to mow the yards on all these houses. They come in one day a week. He mowed everybody, left. No more noise for the rest of the week. Then over to selling and buying and reselling of homes, everybody wants to have their own little guy. And they all mow the same grass in the same mowers. There's no difference really. He's got a different guy. He's got a different guy. She's got a different guy. The only ones that stuck with the same guy is our next door neighbors right over here. So now everybody mows here at a different day, different time. And so no matter when you come out here anymore, mower over there on a Monday, mower over there on a Tuesday. And then and all I ask for is 2 hours, 1 day a week to have a little bit of quiet out here. And
usually when I talk to him, everybody's done it so far.
we've talked to him, but this guy right here in front, I've talked to him. Now he's gotten to the point where he parks in front of my house to mow the guy's yard across the street. It's just ridiculous. Get the same guy to mow all your yards.
It's not always possible, but yeah, it's a pain sometimes. Here, open that, Daddy. Let me see. Yeah, that's right. Jerry wanted to know if we seen Scooter while you were up there. No, we didn't get to see Scooter because they'd been on spring break and that was their first day back at school, and he didn't know we were coming up. So I said he was in school. So we just turned around and come right back, so we didn't get a chance to see any of them actually. And I said we will see him sometime this summer though. If he doesn't come here, well, we'll go there. And we are planning another trip up north. And so, we'll make sure we see him. VS's closest Apple store to the Villages is 8001 South Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. A little bit far, but they would definitely be able to.
I'm not going to Orlando. I'm not going to Orlando. I'll throw this thing away first.
Oh my. Okay. Let's see. Well, I don't know how to say
I thought I seen J.C. Gallagher on here.
I did not see that.
Well, you're not looking. There he is. J.C. Called up here in Maryland. That's all right. Saturday, I'm taking the RV to Pigeon Forge. We've been to Pigeon Forge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Dollywood. Mm-hmm. That stuff over there. Yeah.
Then heading back home to the Villages the following week. Hope to see you.
Oh, so he's going to Pigeon Forge for a week or so, and then he's coming down here?
Yeah.
Well, let me know where you're playing and what time and all this and that, and I'll try to get together with Ira and them, and we'll come up for a night. Yeah. If we can. I don't want to promise anybody anything.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Rizzo said we had a private scooter driveway party in LaBelle North last Sunday. Yeah, I seen the pictures. Looked like he was having an awful good time. So.
I did a video showing something. I forget what the video was about. It might have been when maybe I only put it on Patreon. I don't know. But anyway, at the very end of the video, if you watch it all the way to the end, there's a little short thing there at the end where Jose and Scooter the DJ are together, and they say, "Skip, you suck." That's an inside joke.
Yeah. This one, I can't pronounce the name. It's a lot of letters. So it says they're always cutting grass or using the leaf blower when I'm in the Villages. I work there. I joke and say them damn grass cutters are following me again. No joke. Oh my goodness. But it seems like that way. And Joy says, hey, at the Villages, Skip Smith and Sue, are you guys planning Rockport, Texas trip? No, we kind of pooped out on the Texas trip because, we had a lot of things going on, something, like my brother passing away, that was unexpected. And then we have to fix something on the motorhome. And so we kind of have to let that go by this year, unfortunately. I mean, we really like Texas, we do. But
thinking about taking the motorhome in June, and if I do, I'm going to leave early, and I might be gone a month, maybe even a little bit longer. I'm not sure yet. We got to go to Pembina, North Dakota. Our granddaughter's getting married up there. And I thought about flying up there and then renting a car, and we could just stay at her house. But then again, I thought, well, I could take the motorhome and just kind of mosey up that way. And when we get done, then kind of mosey my way back.
Nice.
So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I'm getting the motorhome ready just in case.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you, VS. Like I said, it was kind of a shock, but like I said, they had a nice service, and like I said, we got to see some of the relatives, so that's always a good thing. Isn't it awful that when you see them the most is when there's funerals? That's an awful thing, but it's one of those things that a lot of people we don't see when they have dinners and reunions and stuff like that. A lot of people you don't see, but they seem to show up for funerals. So, oh, thank you, JC. JC said,
What?
1999.
I'm sorry, I'm watching all these numbnuts over here walking around, blowing grass everywhere.
They're doing their job there.
I swear to God, that guy that helps him, I think he must be a con out of prison or something, because he acts like he don't know what he's doing at all.
But thank you, JC. Just sent us a super chat.
Well, anyway, JC Gallagher, what are you doing sending me money for, boy? You know I'm going to give it back to you when we go down and see you play.
Let's see. Yeah, that, that's one of those things that it's unpredictable. It seems like there's one mowing everywhere. If they're far enough away, they started a couple doors down, so it wasn't so bad. But then they got up to right across the street, and like I said, this is a different bunch than what he had before, because I asked the people before and said they didn't do it on Wednesday anymore. But this is a different.
I just want you guys to understand what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to be a dick about anything. But if you move into a new neighborhood, talk to your neighbors. All of you get together, agree on one guy to mow all your yards. He'll show up one day a week, mow yours, his neighbors, across the street, get all that done. They leave, you're quiet for a week. Otherwise, if every one of you hire somebody different, I guarantee you're going to have noise every day.
Yeah. And if you're in the house, it really doesn't bother you.
But what if you're not in the house?
Well,
I'm not making excuses for this. I'm just trying to tell you how to get away from this noise.
Do you know how hard it's going to be for everybody to?
No, it'll stay that way. It stayed that way here for almost until Donnie moved. Once Donnie moved, they hired their own. They didn't like the way that guy mowed. It's just grass.
Yeah. Let's see. Sherry at the Lakes is sorry to hear about your brother. Thank you, honey. It was kind of a shock to all of us. I've lost the two oldest and the two youngest.
Did they ever get the reports back?
I haven't talked to anybody but mine, so I don't know. Pistol One Putt says, Pembina, North Dakota, very pretty country up there. The Pembina Gorge is very nice, quite different than the surrounding area. I've never heard of the gorge. That's something new to me. Have you?
Huh?
Okay. Yeah, that's something I'm going to have to check into, because I've never heard of that. But it is a beautiful area up there. Last time we was up there, we drove around quite a bit.
It's just fun. Noise out in the street, lawnmowers going off, trailers making noise, and Buddy barking.
Yeah. Okay.
All I ever asked for was 2 hours a week of peace and quiet. Can't even get it here.
Anyhow. Yeah, the area up there is really, really beautiful. It's like I said, they get a lot of harsh weather in the winter. I know that, but that means when the spring comes around, it's beautiful. Everything is so green. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, how pretty it is. And it's not, it used to be the wilderness, but and Pembina is a very small place, but it's not. Some of the bigger towns are just like they are anywhere else. They're, they got Walmarts, they got all kinds of things. So it's not that far out in the country. But like I said, they're not a big town, and the
Buddy, be quiet.
In Pembina itself is so small that they used to not even be able to take packages at the post office, because the post office was too small. They could only get mail.
Well, let me tell you this. This is good. When you get to a certain age, money really isn't the biggest problem. I don't think it is. It can be, but in our cases, it's not yet. So whenever the granddaughters, because we don't see them that much, and whenever they say they'd like to have something, I'm just like, what do you want? And find it on Amazon and send it to me. And then more likely than not, I'm just going to buy it and send it to them, and I don't worry about it. So she was down here, and I forget how it got brought up. We took her and Jethro to the Japanese restaurant, because he's never been in a Japanese restaurant in his life, believe it or not. They live in a remote area. So we go up there and we're talking or something. Anyway, something was brought up about her. She has a cat. And I asked her about, what do you do with the litter box and all that? Because that's usually where the smell comes from. And she says, well, they clean it out like every day. They scoop it out. They can scoop it out. That seemed a little disgusting to me. I mean, come on. I mean, I got other things to do in this world besides handling cat poop. So I said, don't they have a machine that spins and automatically cleans it for you? And she said, yeah, but they're expensive and we can't really afford it. I said, well, how much are they? She said, I don't know, about $300 or something like that. I said, well, go to Amazon, find one, send it to me. And I said, give me your address. I'm going to go ahead and get it, and I'm going to send it to you. She says, okay. So she sent it to me. I just hit the buy button. That's it. 2 weeks later, I'm saying, did you ever get this thing yet? Because I kept getting the thing on Amazon saying, sorry for the delay. Sorry for another delay. We haven't shipped it yet. No tracking number's been attached. So I go in there and I look, I see where this thing's at. It's all Japanese or Chinese writing, whatever you want to call it. All that, I couldn't read none of it. So I sent it back up to her and I said, hey, have you got this thing yet? No, I haven't got it yet. I said, did you order this from China? Because I hate doing that. I just don't want to do that. And she said, I don't know. So I went to look and, well, it was. So I canceled the order and it asked for a reason why. You don't want to know what I put on there. So let's just say
I don't know what you put on there, but I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, let's just say that by the end of the business day, I got my refund. And I went up there and I found another one that was in a warehouse in California. And I sent that. No, Walmart. You found one at Walmart.
Yeah.
And it had a warehouse around Pembina or something somewhere, I guess. And so I got it that way. So we sent her a tracking number and said, here, this is on the way. Let me know when you get it. I want to know when you get it. I said, okay. So then I asked her, I said, because it's weird to me. I said, does Walmart deliver in your area? She said, well, usually they give it to like UPS or a FedEx or somebody and says, yeah, they will deliver, but they usually call to make sure somebody's going to be there because they won't deliver to a P.O. box up there. And sometimes it takes them several days to get it 75 miles down the road to where they have to be. And she said, sometimes they won't deliver. We have to go to Walmart and pick it up, which is 75 miles down the road. So I said, okay. So finally, she sent. I sent her a thing about 3 or 4 days later. I said, hey, according to what we've got here, your item's been delivered, I think. Did you get it? She said, well, let me go look. So she comes back. She says, oh, yeah, they put it in my garage. So apparently they opened her garage door.
Well, their garage door is probably open.
No, she was at work. They don't leave that door open. I wouldn't think so anyway.
Well, usually without permission.
That's what you got to remember. They're in the boonies, so maybe they don't get house robberies. They don't have burglaries, and so I can relate to that because for the longest time, and really even to this day, Sue is always on my ass about locking stuff. Did you lock the car? No, I just never did.
Yeah.
Did you lock the front door? No, I came out the garage.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, common sense tell you don't do that. I don't care where you're at. Don't do that.
Who said I had common sense?
Well, that's true. Chris Welker says, I love both you guys. I'm doing my lifestyle visit in June and really hope to meet you guys.
We're here.
Currently.
Well, I don't know. No, we'll be probably heading toward Pembina.
Yeah, depending on what time it is, yeah.
The wedding's going to be June 26th, and you're going to think I'm goofy. If I take the motor home, I'm thinking about leaving the first week in June. I'm going to take, buddy,
No,
I'm going to take maybe 2 weeks to get up there because I'm not driving 500 miles a day. She doesn't realize how far. It's as far from here to go to Pembina, North Dakota as it is from here to go to California. And that's only half the trip. You got to come back.
And that's why I asked you if we were driving or flying.
I ain't made my mind up yet, but I want the motorhome ready just in case. But I may fly.
I wanted to know because the farther out you go, the cheaper the tickets are.
They tell you that, but then again,
it is. It's a fact.
Yeah, but you've seen that this airline does. You get over there to find out, oh, that airline's delayed. Oh, they had to put it back in the garage because the oil needs changed. What happened to them last time they were down here?
Yeah, but they paid $800 for those tickets.
And then they go to Chattanooga, and then they're delayed again because somebody got sick.
I paid $39. So, you know.
So $39, I'm okay with the airplane falling out of the sky?
It was the same airline.
My point is, the $39.
They give you the crummy plane?
So if we crash with an expensive ticket, it's better to crash with a cheap ticket.
God, never mind. We're going to drive.
I'm just not sure I trust this airline anymore. But I have thought about. I wonder if Southwest goes up there. Problem with Southwest is they make several stops. You go from here to there, reload and everything, and then go from there to there. And I like this company. What's the name of the airline we use all the time?
Allegiant.
Allegiant. There's several places on the East Coast that go direct flight. That's one way there, one way back. Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, Grand Forks, North Dakota. It's a direct flight there, supposedly,
Yeah.
unless a wing falls off.
Pistol One Putt says I'm watching from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Hmm?
Pistol One Putt says they're watching from Bismarck, North Dakota.
I'll be up there in June sometime.
Bismarck's a ways away from Pembina, but anyhow, WrestleMania says
We was at Bismarck. That's where Autumn was working there for a while, and we went.
No.
Yep, but she was a manager at some pizza place down there, and we went down in the car and drove around. We looked for this pizza place, and we found it was closed.
Wrestler says, actually, those mics are really good. We can still hear you guys through all that noise. I mean, the grass blower's not skip blowing up. Okay.
See, now he's done. See how much quieter it is when you sit out here?
The guy across the street from us in Pennicamp would constantly use his leaf blower. And a lot of people do. I know the guys, if they ain't got a golf game and they want, they get antsy if they're sitting around. And so they go out and clean the driveway off and that kind of thing.
Tired, listen to him barking. Just give it to him.
Well, I wasn't giving it to him all at once, but that's okay. Wizard says, Skip and Sue, who did you use for your pavers under the kitchen window? We were thinking of doing the same thing.
What is his name? I don't.
Roberto's.
Yeah, we don't generally look for the cheapest guy. I'm just telling you right now. I look for a company. The first company we used that did all my pavers as far as putting around a flower bed. That's what was the first experience. He did a good job. I'm not.
He's talking about.
I know what he's talking about. And then he also put curbing in over here. And they did a good job. I done video on that. You can see it all. But a year later, he sold out to another company that was selling granite and some other stuff. And then all of a sudden, I can't get hold of the same guy anymore. I like doing work with the same people, like Romaldo. He does all of our flooring. And if I want to do anything else in there, I'll call Romaldo because I've done business with him, whatever his name is. Roberto, yeah.
Roberto, and then Raphael is his son. He has the other store because they have more than one store.
Right.
But they've always done us a good job on everything they've done.
Yeah.
They did all our flooring. They put the backsplash in. That's everything that they've done for us so far.
My point is, I like to do business with the same people, and I like to know they're going to be there 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And the company over here is called Terra. What's it called?
Terrascape.
Terrascape. They're right off of Highway 301. They've been there forever. They got a great front. Now, if you walk around and look at all kinds of stuff, plants, ideas on things. We made an appointment with the lady. They'll draw up plans. This is all part of the process. They don't charge you for it, I don't think. And you can change the plans. And then once you set it up, then I think it's 50% down. They'll give you a date and a time. And that's when they show up and they put all the stuff out here in skids, basically. And then they do the work, and then she'll come out. She'll do a final inspection, get your opinion about things. How was it? Give her a final check. Hope to see you again, and they're gone. Yeah. So I'll do business with them. They did this one. They did the one in the back. Now she's talking about having them come out and put in. They're probably going to have it made a trellis. We wanted a big trellis over here, put on the side of the house where we had the pavers put in, because we intend to put a bushy something to grow on it, and it'll be like a privacy hedge between us and the next door neighbor right there where they have their lanai. Not that our neighbors are bothering us in any way. I may want to go out there and sit out there naked. So no, I'm just joking. I'm just trying to protect them because it'll probably put them in the grave.
Yeah, but that's who we use, Terrascape on 301.
But I'm thinking about putting a hot tub back there, so that's where that privacy thing is going to come in. There'll be a hot tub sitting right there on that new paver area, and I haven't got the hot tub yet, but I'm thinking real serious about it because I really do enjoy a hot tub. I just don't enjoy what's going to go along with it. It's like a small swimming pool. The cleaning, the chemicals, that's the part that I don't like.
Yeah. Sherry at the lake says, I live in a small resort of 9 homes here at the Lake of the Ozarks. And we all hired the same lawn service, so they come 1 day a week, which is nice.
Isn't that much better? Yeah. Let these people know that I'm not lying about this stuff. It's just 1 day in, you put up with the stuff, and you can schedule your stuff. You know that on that day, the mower's coming. So let's make our doctor appointment on that day. That way I won't even be here.
Pistol One Putt says, I have a VHS tape from about 1985 or so from the villages when they were really advertising on TV during PGA golf tournaments.
I got that same tape. It comes in a little cardboard briefcase kind of thing. I've got that in there somewhere.
Yeah. And like I said, it's funny because at the time they only advertised on such as the PGA tournament and Fox.
Well, I can understand that. They're picking their advertisements. They're picking where their audience is at. And this is a golfing community. So the idea of advertising on a golfing network, doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's that way today. Today, I think things here has changed quite a bit. You can see it a lot in the news if you watch it, the attitude about things here. In some areas, it hasn't changed that much, but in the newer area down there, you can see a lot of different things, attitudes about. People down there right now, maybe they're new, maybe they're angry. I don't know. Maybe they think this is a vacation spot. But it just seems like a lot of people down there, the younger ones down there, they get into a lot of fights, arguing about all kinds of silly stuff. Last week on the news, if you watched it, a guy was arguing with another guy about driving his golf cart on a golf cart trail. He said he should be on.
It was a biker in a golf cart.
No. He stopped his car, made this guy stop. He got out of the car, walked back there, and told him he's in the golf cart lane where you share the road. He told the guy, you should be on the multimodal trail. You should not be out here. And I'm thinking to myself, he's in the golf cart lane, nuts. What do you think? That's the kind of argument I'm talking about. Silly stuff.
Okay. Susan Ray Norton says, sorry to hear about the loss of your brother. Condolence to you and family. Did y'all get caught in all the severe weather while gone? Lots of weather reports in that area of the country. No, Susan, we were really lucky that we missed it on both ends, because on the Sunday that we left, they were getting hit up there, and like I said, by the time we got that far, like I said, it was all over. And then the same day that we left coming back, they were getting hit again, and we were ahead of it. We'd left earlier, and it didn't hit until afternoon. So we were fortunate that we didn't get caught. We had some rain, but it wasn't much to speak of. But yeah, we kept watching the weather reports, and of course, my family kept sending me pictures and stuff of what was going on, and yeah, I'm really glad that we missed it.
Yeah, I don't know how much damage it actually did in Anderson or exactly where it landed or touched down, but apparently it touched down, I'm going to say 2 or 3 times. It came from the south, actually. It kind of skirted Brownsburg, which we lived there too, and then it kind of skirted around and came up to the Anderson area and then touched down there. And then where it went from there, I'm not sure.
And I heard there was some damage in Carmel, Noblesville, Zionsville.
Might have been more than one tornado, really.
Yeah, there was a system. So. But
anyway, we were on the road at 7 o'clock, and I think by 10 o'clock or whatever, noon, it hit Anderson, so we got out of there.
Yeah. Christine says, hi, Skip and Sue. I live in Massachusetts and pay $470 a month for my fees here in a mobile home park. Do you think it would cost more, lawn, etc., if I moved there?
I don't know what you say.
She lives in a mobile home park in Massachusetts and pays $470 a month for her fees. And that's lawn mowing and everything.
So with their lot rent comes, they do everything on the yard. They mow it and whatever.
Yeah, but it's $470 a month, and she wanted to know if you think it would be more here.
First of all, you can't have a mobile home here in the villages. The state of Florida is a big state. No matter where you go, the prices are all over the place. Here, I got a website that I watch once in a while. And this guy, what's the name of that website where he's over, I think, around the Tampa area, and he's got a YouTube channel where he does nothing but goes around and he shows videos of all the different type trailer. I don't want to say trailer park. It almost sounds trashy, and I don't mean it to be that way. Mobile home parks. And it shows the prices of them, what you get with it. Some of them are age restricted, some are not. Some you're allowed to have pets. All mobile home parks here don't necessarily allow pets. Some have golf courses, some don't. Some have recreation centers, some don't. I've seen prices depending on where you go on his channel. And if I get a chance, I don't know how to do it here, but if I get a chance, maybe I can go in there and look for it and come back out here and say it.
I don't know. But we do have mobile homes.
You really don't up there. They won't let you move any in. Those are you have to tear them out and build a house out there now. It's restricted. We're deed restricted. And the ones that's there are grandfathered in. But they're tearing them out and putting homes in there. And we don't have mobile homes. Those are modular homes. There's a difference. Huge difference.
Okay. Wait. Well, actually, we don't know.
And even if she did have, you're never going to get up there for no $400 a month.
No,
Ain't happening.
well,
So no, no cheaper. But on his channel, he showed several of them around the state of Florida. I've seen them as low as say $250 a month for a lot. And what comes with that, I don't know. You'd have to watch his channel. And I've seen them as high as $1,600 for lot rent. My guess are those are the ones real close to the beach, which I wouldn't advise to do anyway. But
what'd you do with these?
you know what? Let me go in there. Let me go in there and see if I can find his channel, and then I'm going to come out here if you're really interested in it, and I'm not wasting my time here. And I'll give you his channel name, and then you could go look at it on YouTube and subscribe to it. That way you can kind of keep up with what's going on.
Anyhow, and Christina, I think
What is this crap?
That's what the dog cookies come in, and her name and everything's in there, so don't lose it.
I don't know. Take it in the house.
Put it in the bar.
I'm going to throw it away.
Put it on the bar.
You can't tell me what to do.
But yeah, Christina, I think it probably would, depending on what you're talking about. If you're talking about, electric and lawn and what all your fees, I think it would be a little bit more than 470. But I don't know for positive. And I said, he says they don't have mobile homes here. They don't have a mobile home park here. It's mostly manufactured homes, and they are moving those out and putting in brick and mortar homes. But there is still some over there if they have any for rent. And I assume you're talking about renting one. But I think your fees would probably run higher than that. Like if you're talking about everything, just the insurance and electric and that kind of stuff alone. I don't know what all you include in that, but yeah, I think it'd be a little bit more than that. But he's going to go find a place that there's a couple places around here that are mobile home parks that are very nice. The Recreation Plantation actually is an RV park, but they do have like park models that they rent out. I don't have any idea of the pricing there, but I think it's doable. And I said, what your fees include, I don't know. But anyhow. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jerry. He just put up the Village's cost of living worksheet. That will really help. Thank you.
Florida manufactured.
Pistol One Putt. Check out Legion Air. I think they fly from Orlando to Fargo. Actually, they go to Grand Forks, Pistol One Putt. And I said, that's the closest to where the kids are. Some of them actually live in Grand Forks, and the rest of them are up in Pembina and Langdon. But they do have a straight flight. And I said, we usually fly Allegiant. So.
Okay, I went in and looked. It's called Florida Manufactured Home Living.
Okay.
Florida Manufactured Home Living. Go there, and you got, I don't know how many videos, a lot of them. It's an older guy, wears glasses, bald on top. You'll see him. His channel's a little slow when he talks and whatever, but he may have the information that you're looking for. He'll give you an idea.
And Jerry put up the cost of living worksheet for the villages. So
cost of living.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to know.
Well, he put up the worksheet on.
I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Because I'll move.
Okay.
I don't think the camera on this side is clear. You had it on the TV in the living room, and I was looking at it. It just don't seem like it's very clear to me.
Wrestler says, remember, starting May, you need a real ID or equivalent, passport, etc., to fly domestic and to go into some federal buildings. Be prepared.
Now, we got to think on our driver's license. Remember that? Florida did that for residents. You got to think on your driver's license that says that you're okay to go.
Yeah, but if you haven't had a new driver's license in a while, they didn't start that.
Yeah, that's for people,
Quit.
That live in those communist states. We don't live in that state.
Find his Chewy. He's chewing on me. Okay.
Well, you're the one that got his haircut. Deal with it.
He's not mad about that.
Yeah, he is mad about that.
He wants something to chew on. He's out of cookies.
You got the thing over there? I give it to you. I threw it on the ground over there for him.
Right here. There you go. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, I forgot to shut my mic off again. I did. I go in there and talk to myself, and I keep forgetting I got the mic on.
Yeah, how many bad things were you saying about me?
Nothing. I just said, you can't tell me what to do.
uh, and Rester says, I think the guy you're talking about is not mobile homes, they're manufactured homes.
Maybe that's what it is, manufactured
Yeah.
homes. I thought I could have just, anyway, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Chris Wilker says, Skip reminds me of Walter Matthau from Grumpy Old Men. He would be thrilled if that's what he was, yeah.
We had a Walter Matthau that lived in this neighborhood, and when you saw him, he's kind of tall and lanky, but when you saw his face, you look at it and go, God, he looks just like Walter Matthau. And he did. His name was
We
Tom.
do have a couple videos of him, actually.
Yeah.
Way back in the archives. But
yeah. He's not here anymore. Now he's in Colorado, I think.
Rester says, I just got the Real ID Gold Star on my license. Now my driver's license was due this month anyway, so easy to do for me. Healthy Home Cooking either waits until later when hers is due or figure out how to get it early. Yeah, that's what we got when it's time to get our license. We got it on our license. So
cool thing down here, and I don't know what the rules and regulations are. When you come to Florida and you become a resident, first you got like 60 days. You have to transfer your license from another state to this state. Otherwise, the police here, if they catch you, I'm not saying they'll write you a ticket, but they'll damn sure give you a warning and warn you one time, as you got to get your license changed to Florida as a resident. And if you don't, second time they pull you over, it's on the computer. You're going to get a hefty ticket, and they'll give you the ticket in such a way you must appear in front of a judge. You can't mail in a fine. That's what they do. But once you get your license here, as long as you don't have any serious penalties, I think, like unpaid speeding tickets or something like that, you can renew your license on the computer and mail them right to your house.
And there for like, what, 6 years?
Yeah, mine was like 6 years, 8 years, 10 years. I don't know. It's a long time.
Different than what it was in Indiana.
Yeah, a lot different in Indiana. Yeah. And then also license plates. We get our stickers. We get our license plates. I mean, new plates. They mail them right to the house. We don't even have to go to the license branch, which I'm a big fan of never going to the license branch.
Oh, Rizzo wanted to know, do you mind letting us know how much you paid?
For what?
I assume he means the pavers.
For what?
The pavers. Because we had it done in the back and we had it done in the front.
Jeez, it's been so long ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So
and even if I remember what the price is, it probably wouldn't be today's price. But cause we had more than just this done. They came out and did this first, and then they done something else. We had bushes.
Out the landscaping.
Yeah, we had bushes here. They took all their bushes and landscaping out. Yeah. I don't remember, truthfully. I don't.
Brad Shea says, we just completed a hot tub birdcage project. Cool. That's nice. He wants a hot tub.
I keep talking about it. I've been talking about it for 10 years, and I ain't got one yet.
Yeah, and the price keeps going up. By the time he gets around to things, we can't afford it.
I wonder if the hot tubs come from China. They're really going to go up after the day.
Yeah. Keys says, hello, Skip and Sue. Just got here. Been cleaning floors and windows. First thing I hear, you're going to plant a bushy thing.
Plant a bushy thing? What?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Keys, but
planting a bushy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to explain that to me. It was lost in the shuffle. Racer Girl says, my hot tub had an ozonator, so you don't need chemicals except when you have a fresh water in the tub. You have to shock fresh water.
I know somebody else was telling me that you can buy these things, they just float around in there, and they, and then somebody else was telling about cleaning it, that you do something else. But see, it's all this stuff that you have to remember. And my memory is just getting short the way it is. I mean, just from there to here. I said it was mobile, something on the internet, and then somebody said, no, it's manufactured. See, I forgot from there to here.
Okay.
Is Judy over there?
She left, and then I seen a car over there last night. I don't know if she come back or not, but I couldn't tell if it was her car.
Well, I know she was over there last night, and then she had a guest.
Okay,
I think it might have been her son. Doesn't she have a son? It kind of looked like I've seen this guy before, so I think it was her son.
It's her daughter.
Huh?
Her daughter's husband, probably.
Oh.
But like I said, she
No,
left.
there was just one guy that got out of the car and went in the house. There was nobody else with him.
Well, I said, she left the other day to go to Naples.
You suppose she's got a boyfriend?
She's not here.
She was over there last night. I saw her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She opened the door and let him in quietly.
Okay.
I should have come out here real quick and said, hey, neighbor!
Yeah. Mr. Sylvain says in Stone Creek, Ocala, basic HOA is 302. You get all amenities included: man-gated security, 2 pools, 1 indoor, 2 hot tubs,
Are we talking
1
about a
indoor
mobile
and 1
home
outdoor.
park?
In Stone Creek.
Well,
Stone Creek.
that's not a mobile home park.
Stone Creek in Ocala.
She was wanting to know how much.
Do you know if Stone Creek is a mobile home park?
Doesn't make any difference. That's what someone's going to say. He's talking about what it costs for the amenities and stuff. That don't include lot rent.
She said what?
She said her lot rent was like $207, $300 a month. That included everything.
Water, trash, plowing, and taxes is $470.
Who said that?
Christine.
Is that the lady that sent you the
Yes.
thing?
Yes.
So that don't include lot rent.
Yeah, it just says water, trash, plowing, and taxes is what.
Water, trash, and what?
Plowing
Plowing.
and taxes.
What's plowing?
Well, I said she evidently is up there where they got snow.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. I thought we were plowing the back 40 acres or something.
Yeah. Quit.
Well, $400 and some a month for the amenities. Can you get that down here for that? Yeah, you can get amenities here well within that in different places.
Well,
not here, I don't think.
Yeah,
but
water alone. The amenity price is like, well, mine's like $199. I think.
Go to that guy's website. He has all that listed. He'll show you where the park's at. He'll tell you what everything is and what comes with it and what don't. He does a pretty good job.
She's talking about here, and I said that thing that Jerry sent her, that probably tell her all she needs.
Well, there's a lot of different. Wildwood over here's got 2 or 3 mobile home parks.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them. I don't know the names of them. I know they're there.
Yeah.
And if you're over here at Wildwood at one of them parks over there, you can't drive a golf cart from here to there. Trust me. The police catch them doing it all the time. And they arrest them. But you're well within. I would say if you ride a bicycle really well, you could ride a bicycle from Wildwood to the villages here.
Yeah. Okay. Deborah Bird says, hello, Skip and Sue. How are you both doing? We're doing fine, honey. We're back here at home where it's nice and warm and the sun's are shining. And Christine says, thank you, Skip, for the info, Mr. Sylvain and Jerry Bell.
Yeah, I don't know how.
That's one thing. If we don't know, we usually have people on here that know.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the Discord we set up. If I don't know, there's enough people on there that there's 3 or 4 of them that'll give you an answer. And then between those 3 or 4 that know what they're doing, who was it on there who was asking about something yesterday about insulating in the attic or something? Who did you use to put the insulation in your attic or above the garage or above the lanai? Which actually I was reading that because I want to get that done too. So you get all kinds of questions like that answered on it. They'll give you names, phone numbers, and what they think of them, and it just ain't me telling you.
Yeah, and Darrison's Hanger said, I would want to change my license right away. Looking forward to being a Florida man.
Well, you might be a Floridian.
He has no idea what that means, but I do.
A Florida man?
And do you know what the Florida man is?
No.
You haven't seen the things on YouTube or TV about Florida man? I think, is there a TV show about the Florida man, or is that just a funny blurb? I'm not sure. Anyhow, does not picture them in a good light. But William says here in Florida, back in the day, you had to have your car inspection done every year at a state inspection site. Yeah, I think everybody did.
Yeah, Indiana did that for a long time. Yeah, it was a ripoff.
Anne Marie says, so on topic for me, I have to buy supplies for my swim spa today. And Wrestler says, Rizzo, happy belated beer day.
I haven't had a beer for a while. Matter of fact, coming all the way back, going up to Indiana and coming back, I got back here and I was trying to get the news uploaded as quick as I could. I don't know. Did I drink a beer that day, that night?
I don't know.
I don't think I did. I don't think I had a beer. I did have one beer, but I don't remember when. But I drank the rest of the wine. I know that.
That's right. You did.
Mm-hmm.
And I found some more that I had hid. And Deborah says, I see your plants look nice. Thank you, honey. They had, some of them got a little stunted because I put them in the garage while we was gone. And instead of having anybody come take care of them, I just put them in the garage because we weren't gone but 4 or 5 days. But like it stunted a couple of them. And one of them's got too many plants in it. So I'm going to have to weed through that pot and take some stuff out because it's just It just doesn't look right with that many plants in it. As they get bigger, you can see how crowded it is. Okay, Rester says snow blowing is included in all Florida communities.
Yeah, free charge.
Yeah, Mr. Sylvain says Stone Creek, Ocala is single families and all block and stucco homes. Okay. Well, I said she was talking about a mobile home.
Yeah, she's looking for a mobile home, I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah,
and
she
I
might
told her
buy
Red
one.
Raisin Plantation has the what do they call them, park models.
Well, they're kind of small. If you're going to live in a full time, you might call them tiny homes, really. And actually, on the other side of, we did video there. I haven't been back to do any more because I know they put more in there. But a tiny home community up there by Southern Trace Plaza.
Oh yeah.
It's up there.
But they don't have rentals there.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the place. I just know that it's gated, so I couldn't really get in with the car, but I did crawl under the fence.
Oh, okay. Keys said the attic insulation question was from them. So we hired solar guys. They were coming out the 22nd.
Okay. Let me know, Keith, if you're a member, I assume. Let me know what you think of the solar guys. I like solar guys. They put in our solar lights on the roof. They were very kind, very gentle. When they come in the house where I wanted that one solar light to be, without even going in the attic, these guys are knowledgeable about the village's building, how it is. He told me right then, he said, I can't put it there. I said, why not? He said, well, it's the way your raptors are up there. They come down right here and it's not enough room. Well, I got up there and looked around. He's right. I didn't even know that.
She said they're having a 10% off sale.
Well, let me know what you think. I don't care about 10%. Mm-hmm. Let me know what you think about because see, in my lanai, I had a guy here to do this once. And he said, I could do the garage, but I can't do your lanai. I said, why not? He said, the way they built the house, they put the sheathing on the roof, then they added your lanai, so there's no access to your lanai without cutting a hole in the sheathing. I said, well, cut a damn hole in there and stick that hose in there and let her fly. He said, we're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to compromise the construction of the home. So that's the reason why, I don't know how your house is built, but let me know what you think of them anyway, because I might give them a call.
Tammy Ferguson says Roy's cousin has a business in Johnson City, Tennessee, where they build hot tubs. So they do build them in the United States.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, this is nothing new with me. I've been an advocate for not doing business with a communist country to start with. I don't like it. I don't like doing business with Russia. I don't know why we do. They're communists. If you hate communism and what it stands for, why are we doing business with them? I say starve them out.
Okay.
I say bomb the shit out of them.
Oh, hush.
Ain't that what Trump said? I'll bomb the shit out of them.
Yeah. Anne Marie says, I never thought about that type of insulation until it come up on Discord. Yeah, it helps, well, I said, up north you do it to keep the warmth in. Down here you keep it to keep the warmth out.
Well, to keep the cool in.
Yeah.
That's what wears your air conditioner out.
You better quit.
And I actually have, I didn't say big concerns, but I have wondered if more insulation in my attic, because I'm not sure that all my walls are insulated either. They say they are, but the truth of it is, I've drilled holes in my walls here and there to add an extra wall plug or something, and there's no insulation back there.
Yeah.
Now, these are inside walls, and there may not be any in there, but I do wonder about like outside walls. And I don't want to just drill holes everywhere. I'm sure there's insulation in there, but I don't really know that.
You're going to find out soon. Mary Landis says, how much does Buddy weigh now?
400 pounds.
He weighs 10.8 pounds. I said,
9 pounds of that was fur.
But he got all that fur cut off yesterday. So Mr. Sylvain says, Sue and Skip, if you want to visit Stone Creek, Ocala, we would love to show you around. It's a Del Webb community. Our 302 homeowners association fee also includes our garbage pickup and 600 cable with 175 channels. We might have to do that, Mr. Sylvain, just for the heck of it. I have seen, I've been in one of them. I don't think I've been to Stone Creek. I've been to Stone Crest, I think.
One thing I've been in Ocala was we went to On Top of the World.
Yeah.
When they were building it, and did a tour there. And I liked On Top of the World, the way it was designed and different areas, for different things. I never asked a lot of questions because I didn't really know what the right questions was back then because we didn't know anything down here in Florida at all. But the one thing that I knew when I retired, I wanted to get back into golf. I told Sue that. And they had one 18-hole golf course up there at that time. That's all they had. And even as a resident, you had to buy a membership to even play there. And so the Villages is nothing like that. So that's really what kind of more than likely that's what brought us down here.
And Garrison's Hanger says it's the Florida man is a stereotype. It's from national news articles messing with alligators or something else crazy. My wife says I look a lot like the guys that pop up on Skip's news show.
The convicts, the DUIs,
the Florida man.
The guy that was driving a golf cart when his drunk wife fell out of it.
Yeah, and I said, you know, fighting the alligators, bringing in the snakes.
Who's that?
It's a stereotype.
Oh.
And they do that a lot down here.
No, that's the Everglades. I don't think they do it here.
This is Florida. Everglades
is where the big snakes are at. Everybody's trying to get the Burmese pythons. Yeah. Government's got a bounty on them. I don't know how that
like
works.
Like I said, that's a stereotype of the Florida man. No.
Well, it might be a stereotype. Not all Florida. I am your stereotype Florida guy. You're looking at me.
No, he said,
a flower Hawaiian shirt, a beer sitting here, and sitting here watching the neighbors going, what the hell's he doing?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he said. He says his wife says that he looks a lot like some of the people on your news. Okay, let's see. And Mr. Sylvain says we're next door to On Top of the World.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago since I've been On Top of the World, and I know by talking to Ira, they've made some changes there. You know, back then, you had to buy a house, and I don't know what they called it. I can't remember now, but it was like a 99-year lease where you didn't own the land that your house sat on. And coming from Indiana, that just seemed like a scam to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I just couldn't accept that. That I own the house, but I don't own the land. What happens if they come along and say, hey, you got to move your house? I mean, that's the way I was thinking. I know what it is now, but back then, that just was a shocker for me.
Yeah. And Keith says, solar guys knew all our measurements from village and model of home. Skip, we have a Jasmine just like you, using the thicker R38 insulation for lanai, and garage is going to be $1,300.
The garage is $1,300?
That's what she said.
Well, without the lanai?
Well, she just says garage is going to be $1,300. It's lanai and garage. Okay,
$1,300. That sounds about right. I was thinking about $1,000 for all that. It's hot, sweaty work up there in the summer, man. And I got a bunch of crap in my attic. I'd probably have to take it all out.
Yeah. Wrestler says, Harley John, I think he said in the past that he charges that due to the large cut YouTube takes, and he wants more people to join his Patreon page due to being cheaper for members overall, I think. I must have missed that.
What are we talking about?
I'm not sure. Wrestler is answering somebody. Harley John, and I must have missed his post because I don't...
Oh, well, if Wrestler's answering for me, it's probably not going to be good.
So I think he said in the past that he charges that due to the large cut YouTube takes.
Wait a minute. Charges what?
Something, I don't know. Like I said, I missed that video or that comment.
Oh. We don't know what you're talking about, Wrestler. And we're probably better off not knowing.
Well, like I said, I'm not
Harley
sure.
John, I think he said that. Let me go back there and find Harley John.
Okay, that's why I don't have.
Anna Marie.
Stop.
Bill Wash.
Oh, okay. He says, why do you charge $5 for membership?
That's for YouTube. I don't really want you to join YouTube. If you watch me all the time, I keep telling everybody, go to Patreon. The cheapest membership there is $2. And you'll get a lot more there than you will on YouTube. I put a lot of stuff on Patreon that you do not see or get on YouTube. I'm trying to get people to move over to Patreon. I would really like to just shut memberships down on YouTube and just not do it at all.
Okay.
Now, that's my long-term goal. But for some reason, I just can't seem to get people to go over to Patreon. So I just leave it open for right now. But, look, I've been doing this for 10 years. I was the very first YouTube channel. I'm going to give you a blunt answer to your question. I was the very first YouTube channel in the villages. I started all this. Everybody here that you see doing whatever they're doing, I've already done it 100 times over. And they're just doing what I've already done. So I feel like that many years as I've been doing this, for all the information that I've got over 1,000 videos just on Patreon. I've got almost 2,000 videos in YouTube. That is a lot of work and a lot of years. I think it's worth $5 a month, and you'll get special stuff for $5 a month. And it goes higher than that. I got people on Patreon that'll pay $25 a month. It goes 2, 5, 10, 15, and 25.
Yeah.
And I just feel like my time's worth it. And this is why I don't accept sponsors on my show. Very, very little on sponsors. I offer a deal for sponsors, and I don't ask them to send me any money to sponsor something they got. I want to know who you are. I want to know what you are, and I want to know that what kind of quality how long have you been here? I'm going to have some questions. And then only thing I ever ask the sponsor to do is there's a certain level, join my Patreon page. That's your monthly fee. And then I'll start advertising your product, on a YouTube channel or a little insignia. I think starting this week, if you'll look on the thank you scroll, all the members, I'm talking about. This week, I think you'll start seeing 2 of my sponsors. They're going to pop up on there. And it's just a little thing. I'll tell you, Ira's one of them. And the Medicare guy is the other one that'll be popping up there. And they're sponsors. And all I ask them to do is just be a Patreon member. And I'll sponsor and help you out the best that I can. I think that's fair. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Not that we will always do that, but that's what we are doing right now.
Yeah, well, and whenever I decide to change things about how sponsorships are going to work or whatever, I get a hold of sponsors first. And I talk to them to find out what they think about things. I don't ask everybody else what they think about it because you're not paying. They're paying. And, so that's why I do it. My time's worth something. This time's worth something. $5,000 worth of equipment in there is worth something. $2 a month. I think $2 a month is more than fair. And you'll get the invitations to come to our members' lunch. We don't advertise it on YouTube because if you're not a member, I don't want you there. Does that sound cruel? I don't mean it to sound like it's a members only thing, and so that's what we do. Last year, I think we had didn't we have a Christmas thing once for members, or no?
We had a carry in it once at Christmas.
Maybe, I don't know. We just do randomly things. Just things pop up on Discord or whatever, and everybody says, "Hey, let's do it." So we just do it. So yeah, and you also be as a Patreon member, you'll get a Discord link to come and join our Discord. It's absolutely free. I take care of all that for you. So yeah, that's why, and I think it's well worth it. If you don't think my stuff is worth $2 a month, nobody's forcing you to join whatsoever. But all of this is worth something.
Okay. Let's see. Mr. Sylvain says Ira was our realtor. Yes, Ira does do other places other than the villages. I said he's a realtor for a lot of the other retirement places. Let's see.
Ira's probably got more knowledge. Just talk about old duffers that's been around a while. Ira's probably got more knowledge about the villages than anybody. That includes any and all villages realtors that I've met. There may be 1 or 2 over there I haven't met, but those who are kids, moved here 5 years ago, they become a realtor and they're making a living, and that's great. But Ira worked for the villages for like 23 years, and then he started his own real estate company. He's seen it all. He knows a lot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's this stuff is not. It's not cheap with all the stuff that you have to have, and we don't have top of the line anything.
Especially this out here.
Yeah, but like I said, what we have is adequate for what we do for right now, and I know y'all watch the news on Friday. The news on Friday is, I think, is excellent. But all at once, for some unknown reason, they're actually starting to put things in the paper that they never did before.
I influence a lot of things around here that you guys will never know about.
But like it's one of those things where now you read you get 4 or 5 different things in the paper about something that happened around here that never would have been in the paper before.
We were the original live show. Nobody done a live around here. Nobody. And then we started doing it. And now I'm noticing everybody's wanting to do it. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying what it is.
Sally Tupper says, thanks for the Patreon link. Jerry signed up.
Who signed up?
Sally Tupper.
For Patreon?
Uh-huh. Thank you, Sally.
Okay. Well, when I get in there, Sally, I'll send you a link to Discord. Because that's really where you want to go is Discord. There's a lot of people on there. Rizzo, all these people, they know a lot about this place that I don't know. And they can help you out.
Yeah. Sam Zager says, Porch Sitting is my favorite show. And yes, I am a Patreon member and glad to support you and what you do.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sam
Zager. He's been a member for a long time.
Yeah.
I think he was at one time a YouTube member. And then he was one of them that did finally move over to Patreon. And I appreciate that because, like I said, if I have my say-so about it, which so far I haven't had any say-so about much, I'm going to do away with YouTube memberships. It's just too much trouble to download a video twice. Over here on Patreon, the video, then I got to download it for YouTube. Then I got to download it again for YouTube members because they don't have a setting on there where I can put that video on there and put a timer on it and a date to where it comes out commercial free. I have to physically go on there and put it on there commercial free because all my members, everything's commercial free because I don't need any kind of advertisement on there to make any money. And they don't, so I have to go over there. And if I'm traveling, you see what kind of problem this is. So that's why I'd really rather do away with it.
Mr. Vane says that we looked at the villages first, and Ira steered us to look at On Top of the World and Del Webb, Stone Creek, and others in Ocala after he got to know us. Yeah, that's one thing. Once Ira learns about something about you, what your likes and dislikes are, he could pretty much tell you which would be the best place. And I said, that's, it wasn't the place for us, but it must have been the perfect place for you.
That's one thing he takes pride in. He'll tell you that right to your face. He says, I like to work with the family so I can make a perfect match for them and their needs and their budget. And that's really good because in Florida, you can imagine there's 1,000 different retirement communities. They all offer something different. And so which one's good for you? I hate to see you move to the villages, which is basically a golfing community. Basically. There's a lot of other stuff too, don't get me wrong. And then find out, that, I didn't know about this place down the road because I got a friend down there and boy, I really love that. How old do you get when you realize even if you'd like to move, I'm just too tired of moving. It's a lot of work to pack stuff up and to move it and get the house ready for market and
it's a lot. And I said, the size of this place puts a lot of people off because we're getting bigger and bigger all the time.
It's putting me off. I'll tell you right up front. I don't like it.
But other than that, a lot of people like a smaller community. And I understand that. So that's why there's so many different ones out there. It's good to look at all of them. This one fit our bill. It really did. But like I said, as we get older, it gets busier and busier.
Right now, it's not so bad. If you were here full time, you'd see it. 2 months ago, the traffic on 301 was who's this numbnut?
Sean Paul, I believe. Is that Sean Paul?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think it is. Buddy. Right.
This dog's going to chew your ass out.
I come bearing gifts.
Dog biscuits?
Is it drugs?
You need drugs?
Sometimes I think I do.
Drugs?
Sometimes I think I do.
Buddy.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry I seen you with so long. I'm so sorry. I'm working now. I'm a working man. How you doing? So I hear you're finicky. Is this a good one?
Evidently it is.
He's only finicky when we're in the car.
Yeah, I was, I've got bags of dog biscuits, and he won't touch them. So
I got these at the Wolfgang. I had some at
Wolfgang?
the house that I wanted to bring.
He didn't eat that one either.
Oh, he didn't eat it. He ate one bite.
well,
No, he bring it back to you. He don't want it.
one that the ladies brought me was from Boston
Wanna try
Bakery,
this one? Wanna try that?
I don't know.
and he's wolfed them down.
See if he likes that one.
Do you like that one? Okay, then get up here.
I got a couple different kinds.
Okay.
Nah, he's the damnest dog traveling. We couldn't get him. We couldn't nothing. We're moving, nothing. He won't touch
He
a
wouldn't
thing.
eat. He
He
wouldn't
won't drink. He
nothing.
won't do anything.
Yeah.
Your drink?
Yeah.
No.
Does he like that one?
What it boils down to is this is his world. This is what he knows. He recognizes everything, all the smells, all the walking. Once you get in the car and you leave, he don't recognize nothing anymore. And I think that's what it really
But he
is.
needs
I've
drugs.
been here 9 months and I don't recognize nothing in the outside world either.
Well,
I don't want to even go in the
Yeah.
outside world anymore.
well, it is an experience.
9 months.
Yeah.
9 months.
Are you going to sit down?
I'll sit over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I'll sit over by Sue.
Well, no, sit over here because I don't want to move the camera too far.
Well, I'll just sit right here.
I don't know if they can see you or not there.
No, I can't see you here.
See,
I'm okay not being seen.
Oh, okay.
no, I want to show people just how stupid some people look down here.
Okay.
I like
Well,
that.
I'll be happy to do that. I'll be
Yeah.
happy to come down and show people how stupid I look.
Let me see. Sit over there. Seriously, put your chair over there.
He wants another one. He
Wants
wants
another
another.
biscuit?
See if you like that one.
He likes that one.
You like that one? No, not that one. You like the round one. You want the round one? Which you don't eat, I'm going to take.
He ain't going to eat them.
I'll take them home.
Okay. Come here, Rick.
He will eventually. He ain't going to do it while you're here.
Yeah.
His
We
whole
took him over to mommy and stuff.
son of a bitch. That's my chair.
I knew that was coming.
Well, then get out of it.
Come here. Come here, Boo. Come here. Okay.
Let me see.
I had to try the new chairs.
What do you think?
I love them.
Pretty
I
good,
watched
huh?
y'all the other day, and I'm like, what is he doing? He's unpacked. I'm like, what are we watching? I didn't realize you got new chairs.
Bobby and Vicki Wilson says, we think the picture of you and Skip on the motorcycle on your Facebook page is just the coolest. Hope to meet you one day. You know, that was many, many years ago, and we rode that bike everywhere. I mean, we put a lot of miles on that bike, and you don't, I know you don't think of us as biker
Buddy.
people, but we had a Goldwing, and we rode it everywhere. And the one trip we didn't make that I wish we had was down to Key West, and we wanted to make that trip on the motorcycle and never was able to. So, but thank you. I don't know if
There we
that
go.
picture got.
I think I got everything
I'm
now.
not sure. It's been a while since I looked at that picture, but does it have Maggie in it?
What?
The picture of us on the motorcycle on the Facebook page, does it have Maggie in it?
I don't have no idea what's on the
So
Facebook
you're a
page.
biker and a trucker?
I was a biker for years, many
I
years.
didn't know you were a biker and a trucker.
I am. I'm a
I'm a
wild.
biker and a trucker too.
I'm a wild man.
I got to get me. I left my. I had my jacket because it was cold this morning. I had I had a 95.
Cold.
It's cold, freezing down here this morning.
Yeah, it was.
What was the
50.
temperature?
Freezing.
What was the
50,
temperature?
56.
Woo!
Yeah.
56
Freezing.
degrees.
Freezing.
Freezing your ass off.
These snowbirds are going back. I did this lady there yesterday.
Oh.
She's heading back. And I said, why would you want to go to Minnesota today?
You don't.
Betty. Okay.
You come over. Come on up. You want to come up? I'll
Wait a
hold
minute. I'm fastened here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, we ran into somebody. I forget who it was. That they were heading back to Wisconsin from Florida. It wasn't from the villages, I don't think. I didn't ask. And we were talking to them at a gas station or something. And I looked at her and I said, "You couldn't have stayed for at least another month." You
miss
know,
me? I miss you.
April is always kind of wishy-washy up there.
You remember
Yeah.
me?
And here too.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's
most of
cold
the
in the morning.
snowbirds, most of the snowbirds here nowadays, they hang around to May 1st.
So I took a lunch break to come over here to ask an important question.
Okay.
No,
Who has the right of way in the squares? The pedestrians at the crosswalks or the cars?
well, the law says you hit a pedestrian, you're at fault.
But if you're the pedestrian, you don't care at that point.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, the pedestrians always have right of way.
In Florida, it's the pedestrians at the crosswalk.
It's
Yeah.
the same as if you were anywhere. The road,
Well, some states,
Only if there's a walk sign. You don't see any walk signs over here.
I just, I walk the square 4 days a week. I
Right.
go to work,
Yeah.
and about 50% of the people
Walk right in front of you.
drive in front of me.
Yeah.
Walking in front of me, I don't have the right of way, but they're supposed to stop if I'm standing there.
Why would you be standing in the middle of the street?
I'm standing at the crosswalk. Why would I be standing in the middle of the street, Skip? That's a
No,
good question.
no.
Why? Sue, why
The only-
would I
the
be
only
standing
time-
in
only
is this
time-
a joke?
Yeah,
Why would I
no.
be standing in the middle of the street?
Well, that was my question. Why would you be standing in the middle of the street when you said a car has You're saying if you're standing on a corner, a car has to stop and wave you through? No, that's not true at all.
That's what I'm asking.
No.
If I'm standing
Matter
at
of
the
fact,
crosswalk,
that's against the law.
if I'm standing at the crosswalk, the car still has
No.
the right of way. The car's not supposed to stop.
You don't have a cross sign. You know the little button you push that says now you can walk?
Yeah.
We don't have none of that.
Okay.
So you just have to wait till the
So
car.
you wait till the car's.
I would, unless you want to get run over.
I do, but I didn't know what the rule is because 50% of the people stop. In California, if you don't
even want to go. Don't even want to go
but
there.
in California, if you put your foot in the street, if you put your foot in the street, they have to stop.
It's a communist.
Well, I wanted to come over here to talk to some Democrats anyway.
That'd be her.
No, I think you're a Democrat. I've been watching the show lately. I think
you ain't been watching shit. You ain't been watching shit. Because I go on Discord all the time, and you're never on there. You're never on there.
I asked you a question the other night. You never responded.
I might not have been on there. I tell you, I leave Discord kind of for you guys to talk.
I love Discord. I'm in and out. Man, I'm working 5 days.
I said he's on early in the morning before he goes to work, and you're in bed.
Right.
I'm working.
I don't know. I got up early today. I got up at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you got up
Can you believe it's been 9 months? The only reason I'm not working right now is snowbirds. I only had one client today, this morning, and then a walk-in came in. But I've been slammed since I last saw you.
Since snowbird season?
Just slammed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was incredible, the amount of people down here. I couldn't believe it myself. It's more than it's ever been, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. But they are thinning out slowly, a little bit at a time. They're all going north. So.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was at 301 coming home the other day from working on the camper, and you can definitely see the difference in traffic on 301.
Yeah.
Even the back road I always take over there. I got a video showing me I'm backed up probably a good half a mile from 301 at that stoplight where the gas station is.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, or it was the day before yesterday when I went over there, I come up to a stop sign, there's nothing. It's a huge difference. Now, people may not think it's a big difference, but it's a big difference.
And I said, the week that we went up north, the spring breakers were going north. The snowbirds were going north. Everybody was on the road.
Oh, God, it was a traffic
terrible. It was
mess.
Indian traffic all the way. Usually it's that bad around Atlanta, but it was that way all the way up this time. So
it really was.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I have not left the villages in 9 months, other than if you call going to Ramshackle or Ski Beach, leaving. That's the farthest I've been away from.
Ramshackle got shut down by the health board today.
Did it?
Yeah.
Really?
It's the same old thing. They found cockroaches in there somewhere.
Wow, that's a good place. Maybe it's flavoring. Maybe that's why I like it.
Well, to the outside person, when you hear that from the north, I can tell you, cockroaches was really a bad thing for anybody to have. It was just they must live in filth over there. Well, here, cockroaches live in this kind of environment. They're in my flower beds right now. They're everywhere.
They're like ants. They're everywhere.
Yeah. So when I hear about if they shut a restaurant down for cockroaches, I like to hear a little bit more. Did they find it in the kitchen? That's kind of a problem. Did they find it in a refrigerator? That would be a problem. But if they're saying they found them, where you walk in a restaurant and they're I don't know. I mean, I got my own opinion about it. All I know is this: if the health board run all picnic areas, nobody would have a picnic anymore because they would shut them all down.
Yeah.
So we had this place, and I can say it by name because they've been closed up for years. It's called Catfish Hollow. It was there. I mean, people drove all over Georgia to go eat in Tyrone, Georgia at Catfish Hollow. And you could literally put your hand on the wall and the grease would come down. You pull your hand off.
I know them places.
And the health department guy would go around and he'd write everybody up. But he would eat at Catfish Hollow all the time. And it was like just disgusting, but he loved it. So I don't know about the health department is whatever. But
I think it all depends on who you know. But in Indiana, there's a place, I can't think of the name of it. Where's that place at that all the trucker drivers went down there after they got off work or before they went to work?
Oh,
It's just down the road.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we went there once. I took my mechanic there when I had my trucking company. And it's a place really for a lot of truckers go.
Like
but
a
anybody
buffet or
goes there.
something?
What's it called?
Was it a buffet or something?
You ordered off the menu, but the reason why everybody went there was because they gave you huge amounts of food. Like if you get a pork chop dinner, you got like 3 pork chops.
Okay.
And they never told you menu. It just said pork chop dinner, mashed potatoes, green beans. Okay. So here they come with 3 big pork chops on your plate, usually gravy poured over top of it. A big thing of mashed potatoes, gravy on that. And then they would bring you your iced tea was in like a gallon glass. I mean, it was just a huge amount. But here's the thing about it. The food was good. And the price was more than fair. But your arms may stick to the table because of the grease.
The best seafood place over in Savannah. That place right out when you drive onto the island, Savannah. It's just like it's just basically picnic tables and a screen porch.
Yeah.
But it's the best seafood you'll have in Savannah.
Yeah, we ate at what was the name of that place there by Brunswick, Georgia? Something Islands.
Tybee Island.
One of them
Tybee,
islands.
there's 2 islands. There's Tybee and there's another one.
I think it was the one.
Tybee Island's the one that I'm talking about. It's
Okay.
when you go out on the right before you go on the island. It's right there as you go over the bridge. It's been there forever and ever. And it literally, your arms will stick to the table, and it's just basically some picnic
Okay,
I don't think we ate at that one though.
It's
It doesn't sound familiar.
famous though.
Yeah.
But there was like a little town on the island, a small little walking town,
Yeah.
and we ate up there at one of them places up there.
And this is Sean Paul. This is our favorite hairdresser. He works at Cal's in Brownwood.
He is. He's a haircut guy,
And
and
seen,
the women love him.
And Jose.
Yeah.
Hi, Jose.
Well, Jose's
Maria's
kind of a
here.
girl.
Look,
Jose's kind of a girl.
Well, the other day I come in here, and guess what? Him and Sue's doing in here.
I'm done. Villages. We don't even know everything.
They're comparing moisturizing lotions on their legs. Sue says, "Here, I got this new." So he's putting this moisturizing lotion on his leg, and then Sue's putting it on her, and I'm sitting there in the couch looking at both of them, going, "Jose, you're such a girl."
but we went and had dinner with them after you done her hair, and her hair was beautiful. It really came out nice.
She's got the best hair ever.
I know.
If you could steal hair, if you could break into somebody's house and steal their hair, hers would be my hair.
Yeah.
She's got the best hair probably in the village. It's just thick, and she probably don't like it because it's so thick.
No, but like the collar was right on. I mean, it was spot on.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me see.
I got another question as a 9-monther. On the multimodal, and this goes to your thing the other day. Who has the right of way? Well, on the news report, who has the right of way? The golf carts or the cars on the multimodal? That's like on a Megason down by me or Buena Vista up in Spanish. If you want to turn, who has the right of way?
Turn which way?
If you want to, if the car wants to turn in front of the golf cart, does the golf cart have the right of way? Or if the golf cart wants to go in front of the car, who has the right of way?
If you're on the rules apply.
When you share the road, when I'm talking, when you share the road.
If you're sharing a road in a golf cart lane, not the multimodal path, the rules for both of you apply. It's the same. If you're going to go up here and turn right, you have to. So
I'm gonna be in a car, and we're on Buena Vista.
Right.
I'm in a car.
Right.
You're in your golf cart. You're in the multimodal.
Right.
I'm in the lane.
All right. Assuming you got the right turn signal on, and I'm behind you, and I'm going to turn right up there too, and I can see you're going to turn right. I am to slow down and let you go ahead and make your turn and fall in behind you.
So the car has the right of way in that circumstance.
There's no right of way.
Oh, it's just who's in front.
It's a merge.
Yeah, it's a merge thing.
Yeah.
And if you're in a golf cart and you want to turn left, that's different. You need to merge out into the lane of traffic with cars, forcing them to fall behind you.
Okay.
And then turn left. You don't turn left from a golf cart lane.
So you are supposed to get in front of the car
if you're turning left.
Okay.
But if you're turning right, no.
It's a controversy. I mean, people just don't know.
They do know.
It's not really clear. Even though I've been here 9 months.
No, don't fall for that. They know. They're just being stupid.
Okay.
If you're in a car and you're going to turn right, ask yourself this question. Why on God's green earth would you speed up just to get in front of that golf cart and turn right in front of that golf cart?
They do it every day.
And they get hit and they get a ticket. It happened just yesterday, right up here at Spanish Springs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll get a ticket, and you're the one's got to pay the insurance to get all this stuff fixed.
So anybody out there, I've been here 9 months.
What kind of goofy ass watch is that?
Invicta Venom.
Did you get anything any bigger?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm on a waiting list. I'm on Tyrus's waiting list.
Somebody said they see your pimp watch.
Well, look at the outfit. So at 9 months, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I mean, the real world is just fading away. So if anybody's got a 9-month question, now's the time, because in another 2 months, my brain's gonna be I'll be villagerized.
Well,
Villagerized.
I'll tell you, that's easy done when you get in here and you get used to things, and then when you have to take a trip, whatever.
We're going to Disney a week next week.
No, not. I'm talking about something happens up north. A brother dies, like her brother died.
Yeah.
You go up north.
Sit down.
Once you get outside of the villages, you realize, man, I forgot all this existed.
Yeah,
You know.
everything's so convenient here. You know.
I feel bad. So Kelly starts. Dr. K starts in Leesburg on the 28th at, I think it's Schweitzer Dermatology. They're retired. The one's already gone, and they sold to a group out of Manhattan, I believe. And now, did that come from the dog bakery?
Well, they're actually mine, but it keeps him quiet.
I
That's
noticed
what he's
it does.
barking at. I didn't know you still had a cookie.
So now I can't even think of my question.
See, you're getting villagerized.
I know I am. I live here. I was going to say, Kelly's got to drive. She's working right off. It's been there, I don't know, 67, 60 years, 50 years, whatever it's been. And they retire, and she's going to take up part of the practice.
Cool.
And I feel bad that she's got to drive slightly out of the villages right by downtown Leesburg.
Well, her decision. She's an adult. Leave her alone.
She's in charge of me.
Yeah.
I've been married 37 years. She's in charge of me.
Maybe that's why she's getting a job outside the villages, get away from you for a while.
I don't blame her.
Listen,
I'd get a job away from me too if I could.
listen. I've accepted the fact the reason why Sue shops so much is to get out of here and get away from me for a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I don't need anything. I don't need to shop.
I told her, I thought, why you go shopping so much? We don't need anything. Then I realized,
I need some
and
peace
how
and
many
quiet.
years did it take you to realize? How long y'all been married now?
54 years.
So it took you 53 years to figure that one out.
well, at home, she never did something like this. She
But she was always gone.
Yeah, I was always in the truck gone. She raised the kids. I was gone 4 or 5, sometimes 6 weeks in the truck, gone.
Yeah.
And this is back in the
Long
day.
hauled.
Well, we didn't have cell phones back then, so I didn't call home that
Wasn't
much.
it great?
Oh.
My daughter said to me, she said, "Man, what must it have been like that you only had a phone in your house?" I said, "It was wonderful. You have no idea. We didn't know how wonderful it was."
I go back on the farm when I was 12 years old, and Dad had a farm that our ring, you had to memorize it. Our ring was 2 longs and a short.
You had the party line.
Yeah.
We did. And
Yeah.
Mom,
we
I caught my mom many times in the middle of the night with a chair pulled up.
That was TV.
Yeah. And
That was the first reality TV show.
Stop.
Oh, that's it. That
Yeah.
was the YouTube back then.
Oh, my mom was awful about it.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
She'd have a notebook to take notes.
I'm telling you.
You work for the FBI?
I know. She was just, I don't know. She was
That's
just,
what Hoover did, right? Hoover spied on all his neighbors.
I don't know.
That's how the FBI got started.
I think Mom was
Zanger
just,
says we need to see what the new Florida man looks like.
right here. There's New Florida Man right here.
Sally Tepper says love that.
You don't
And
do it like
Marie
this. You
says
got to go like
slash.
this.
Is it? Is
No.
it supposed?
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
South Park had a Slash episode. Basic premise is that slashness is everywhere.
You know, I played with a guy that knew Slash,
Yeah.
and
Stop right.
they said that he was the same guy before, during, and now they say just the same guy.
Who we talking about?
Slash. from
Slash.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I need to. Okay. Yeah.
But back in the day.
Terry R says Leesburg Bike Fest is coming in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know Leesburg had one.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a phone with a dial. Yeah, I remember when they came out with the push button phone. And then they came out with a thing called a Princess phone, which Mom thought that was just the most, to take it off and have a dial right here. You know, she thought that was the best thing.
So we always say, remember the old day. I think about the people that had the party phones, and they were like, "Why do we need this technology? What do we need this for?"
Oh, my dad was that
the
way.
post office just worked just fine. Why do we got to talk to each other?
Yeah.
I really wonder what it must have been like.
I remember Dad was going to buy a new car, and he was a big Buick guy back then. And he was going to get this Skylark, and it was a 455 cubic inch motor and a 3-speed on the column. And as a kid,
I've driven one of those.
yeah, and as a kid, I'm looking at, hey, Dad, you know, they got automatics out now. where you don't even have to worry about shifting anymore. And I always thought that seemed like a great idea. He says, when the day comes that I'm so damn lazy I can't shift the gears in that car, he said, that'll be the day I'll get. And then they came out with cruise control. I said the same thing. I said, Dad, they got cruise control now. We ain't got to. When the day comes that I'm so damn lazy I can't push down that gas pedal. And I got to tell you, on this modern stuff, especially like cruise control, I'm a cruise control user nut. I use cruise control all the time. And I'll tell you why. I know that in my past record, I am very susceptible in getting a speeding ticket in the areas where speed is slow, like a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, 40-mile-an-hour speed. That's where I'll get the ticket. And so,
that car's a 5-speed, and Kelly won't drive it. She has never driven that car. I've had it since 2010.
That's good to know, because then you have your car.
She won't drive that car.
See, I don't have a car.
And she drives. Kelly's a phenomenal driver.
Is she?
She's a phenomenal driver.
Are you afraid she's going to see this?
No, not at all. No, that's how we got. We both had Camaros. We both had 78 Camaros when we got together.
Yours was a stick. Hers was an automatic.
No, hers was a Z28. Mine was a Rally Sport. And we were on 285 in Atlanta. You've been there many, many times. And she did this maneuver around this traffic, and I said, I'm gonna marry you.
Well, they still make them same maneuvers today.
We got married a few months later, a few weeks later.
Yeah.
But she will not drive that stick shift. She's done with stick shift.
Yeah. Well,
it was I tell you the year, it was it's 2007. She said, I'm done with stick shift. I'm done. And she won't drive it.
I don't have a problem with either one of them, really. Truthfully, in a lot of ways, I prefer like the 4 on the floor kind of thing. I really like that a lot. It was just something about it. But, it is what it is nowadays.
I like the stick shift. But,
Yeah.
I drive.
Here's the thing.
Whopping 22-minute commute.
Cars today have to be made for everybody.
Oh, that's another thing. When you guys get down here, those that are moving here, you're going to be just shocked about how they all complain about the traffic now. If you have to wait through 3 traffic lights here, oh my God, they need to do something about this.
They do.
Well, he's used to Atlanta traffic.
Where you can wait through 10 traffic lights.
Yeah,
Come on Roswell Road again.
I've said that
you
before.
Delivered on Roswell Road.
It depends on where you're from.
Did you deliver on Roswell Road in Atlanta?
I don't know. I've been all over Atlanta. But
You sat in that truck, didn't you?
I can only tell you when it comes to like some of the cities, when I got to the point where I knew what I had a black book with for it. Back in the day, you had to book your own freight. Today, you don't do that. Like UPS, they do everything for you. And I had a black book, and there were certain cities that, let's just say, they were taken out of my black book. Chicago was one of them. I got to the point where I'm never going to Chicago again, never going to New York City again, never going to Philadelphia again. There was a lot of cities, Washington, D.C.
Where's the worst drivers then? Where's the worst drivers in your opinion?
I don't think that there is anything called a worst driver. It's always the big cities is where you'll see some of the worst driving.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what causes that. Everybody's in a hurry, it seems like. They have no sense of, they'll cut right in front of a semi-truck and hit their brakes, which is the dumbest thing in the world to do. And the truth is, it's still done to this day.
Well, it doesn't. It's funny to me. You're in that little car, and that truck can be pulling 60,000 pounds easily, and you whip in front and slam on your brakes. Do you realize how long it takes 60,000 pounds to stop?
I'm here to tell you, that truck driver done sucked that seat up in the crack of his ass when that happens. Because he don't want to hit you.
Sue be getting on us. We're gonna have to have trucker hours here to get going too much.
And you got some new people.
I do.
Yeah, Deborah Bird just joined, and
hey, Deborah.
And let's see.
Welcome to the Villages.
Garrison's Hangar.
And no matter how, those out there, no matter how good you think it is down here, it's better. I thought it was going to be good. It's better.
Yeah, there's worse places to live.
Oh, yeah.
Janet Dewey says the law in all 50 states, anyone in a crosswalk has the right of way.
Yeah, that might be true. I don't know. I just know here, you don't want to play games with it.
No, they'll hit you.
Yeah, there's no crossing.
In the square.
There's no crossing signs. And always assume if you're at a square, especially if the bands are playing, that everybody's drunk. Just assume that. Not that they are.
Go over to Evans Ferry right now. They're wiping the floor. They were wiping the floor at 11 o'clock at Evans Ferry, I guarantee you.
Oh,
Drinking.
yeah, lunchtime.
Yeah.
They were drinking at 11 o'clock at Evans
Yeah.
Prairie.
Yeah,
Oh, and Sally Tepper says she'll need a hairdresser when she gets here.
this
There
is
you
the
go.
guy right here.
Okay,
He
there's the
does.
guy.
Everybody I've talked to
If you
says
like
he
a
does good.
loud, rude, and aggressive
You
hairdresser,
do Jose's wife.
if you like a loud, rude, and aggressive hairdresser, I'm your guy. If you
Right.
want the quiet ones, that we got some nice ladies that are
You
nice
do
and quiet.
Jose's wife regularly now, don't you?
A few times, yeah, I think so. I think
And-
she likes me.
and-
I feel like we get along.
And don't you do
I do Jose regularly.
Jose's?
Yeah. Yep.
How much extra money could I give you to make Jose's haircut look really stupid? And just not say nothing to him.
You know what? There's two things I've always wanted to do. There's two things I always wanted to do. I always wanted to cut my initials. I always wanted to cut at the end of the cut, just be, I'm trimming this up and cut my initials in the back of somebody's head.
That's what I'm talking about, that right there.
And I always wanted to take, when I'm doing a shampoo, and I want to take the nozzle and hold it over somebody's face and turn it on full. Wouldn't that just be funny?
I like the initial better.
You laying there, just lay back and relax, ma'am.
I'll give you $100 to put Jose's initials in the back of his head and not say nothing to him.
The lawsuit, though. Jose's a lawyer.
Yeah, he is.
He's a lawyer. You keep forgetting that, don't you?
No, I know.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah, there's certain people you don't want to dick with.
No. Back to the driving, though. I felt in Birmingham, Alabama, they drive about 20 miles an hour faster than anywhere else in the country. Whenever I got close to Birmingham, Alabama, they are the nicest people in Birmingham, Alabama. But they drive like they're on Talladega. I think that's why Talladega Motor Speedway is there.
I don't know. I find that everywhere. Sue and I used to make a joke of it years ago. We used to come down here to our little patio villa we had. And we leave Indiana, and everybody's running like 65, 70 on the interstate. You get down to Kentucky, they're running 65 to 70. You get down to Tennessee, it's 75 to 80.
Well, Tennessee was 70 when everybody else was 65.
I know, but the point was that it seems like the closer we got to Florida, the faster everybody was going. We get to Florida, and it's almost like 90 mile an hour out here on 75 in the middle of the night is the speed.
Everybody wants to get to the beach.
Oh, my God.
I've done it. I've done 90 on 75 to the turnpike.
I've never done that.
I've done it at 2 in the morning. I've been with the Florida State doing 90, and they passed me and didn't say anything.
Jay Seward says he loves your Colts hat.
My Colts. Oh, yeah. Is it football season? No, baseball season. Yeah.
You know, I thought it was an odd color choice, but yeah.
I just grabbed the hat. I don't worry about matching my colors. I just grab the hats.
Yay, Gators.
Yeah, Gators. Was it Gators basketball won the state championship? I think it was. Craig put it on Discord.
Yeah. He
National championship, I believe.
Was it national?
I believe.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jose Diablo says Slash is the first thing I thought of when I turned on your YouTube.
Was what?
Slash was the first thing.
He's
I
got
thought of.
way better hair. Slash has got all that mane. I'd have to put a wig on. I'm rocking the Skip style here now.
Yeah.
But the one of the guys over there, Murph is a legend. If you want to have a real good legendary South Florida hair experience, his name is Murph. He works 2 chairs over on the other side from me. And the first thing he said to me, he said, "Take off your hat." And I took it off. He says, "I want to see what you're working with." 45 seconds. He says, "Oh, you got a wavy style. It's waving goodbye."
Mine done wave goodbye.
Mine's going.
Oh, you got more hair than what you think you have. I hate it when you shave it off.
I really don't care.
I know.
You said you'd come. You said I'm gonna find it. You said on this channel you stopped going to cows because they wouldn't book your appointment. And I've said I would book your appointment. That's exactly what you said.
No, you're wrong. I quit going to cows because Donna quit taking my reservation.
Donna isn't there anymore.
I know that, but that's why I quit. I never
So
called.
you won't ever step your foot in the building again.
My point is, I never called cows to make an appointment. I could always text Donna's cell phone, say, "Hey, make an appointment."
Well, Donna stopped working there. I don't even know Donna.
Well, Donna and her husband both work side by side there.
Oh, Donna. Oh, yeah, she's a legend. I forgot about you're talking about the legend. Donna and Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, you go in the door and they were the first 2 on the left.
Oh, man, I forgot you meant Donna.
Yeah, I don't go to just anybody.
Donna's a legend.
Yeah.
Eddie and Donna.
Well,
side by side, 39
used to, I could
years.
just text her. And especially during COVID, she preferred that. And
I don't
would
know.
text her. Yeah, and that way they give you a mask at the door before you went in.
Yeah, that was rough. It
Yeah.
was rough. There's lots.
So I
going on.
texted Donna for the longest time, and I told her, I said, you know what, I really prefer doing it this way. I don't ever like calling this front desk because they always have different people. And I said, these girls up here sometimes are goofy. They walk over here to talk to somebody, and they forget you're on the phone. And she
It's
said,
busy. It's a
she-
busy. This
yeah,
busy
and
shop
she
I've
says,
seen.
she said, well, just text me. She said, and I'll make your appointment, and I'll text you back and let you know what time and what day. And I said, okay.
Well, I'll ask Donna Saturday why she didn't text you anymore. I'll tell her to text you.
It was during COVID. Nobody was doing.
I'm telling you, man.
No,
COVID,
she did.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for COVID because COVID destroyed my business.
Did it?
Destroyed it.
Yeah.
Never did recover.
Their street horse couldn't walk up and down that street no more. Could they?
Somebody wants to know if anybody remembers their childhood phone number.
I do.
I know you
778-4. No, that was when the kids were little.
Yeah.
Childhood? No, I was telling him when I was 12, it was 2 longs and a short.
404-747-3754.
Okay. What was the 778 number?
In Pendleton,
Uh-huh.
when we lived there,
Uh-huh.
4335. And Dick next door was 3889.
Yeah.
And my address was 2140 Britley Terrace, College Park, Georgia, 30349.
And your name is?
And on Alliance Road, when I was a child, it was 216 Alliance Road.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why you remember this kind of crap.
Jason
It is
says,
weird.
what's up,
Yeah.
Sean Paul?
Huh?
JC Gallagher says, what's up, Sean
What's
Paul?
up? What's up? What's up?
You know JC?
I don't know who I know.
Oh, he's an entertainer here. And he comes down.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
introduced me. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
He's coming back down in a couple of weeks. I told him, let us know where you're going to be and what time, and we might be able to get a group together and come down.
Barbara Mulligan said, we'd love to buy there, but we've heard the homeowners insurance, etc., have gotten prohibitive in Florida. Well, honey, that's mostly on the coast.
Yep.
Yeah, most of the places that got,
They jacked it up
damaged
big,
by
I think,
the
this last year.
hurricanes, and ours went up. But like
Buddy, I'm going to put you in the house.
it didn't go up, it didn't go exorbitantly
Come
up,
here.
but it goes up a little bit every year.
I've had 3 people that have moved from Punta Gorda.
Yeah, and I said the coast gets hit really bad when they have the hurricanes, and we're inland, so we get it, but we don't get it like they do. So our insurance does go up, but it's not like any of the people on the coast.
So what do we pay them?
Our insurance is cheaper here. Things are cheaper here than for Atlanta for us.
Yeah.
People say, oh, it's so expensive. There's 2 kinds of people. People that think it's way expensive and people that think it's way cheap.
Yeah.
I'm cutting this lady's hair from California. She said, what's my bill? I told her, she goes, is that it? I said, it's the villages.
Yeah. And I said, it all depends on where you come from.
Well, it's just like house prices. If you come from California, the house prices here are giveaway prices.
That's true.
I mean, it's all relative.
Yeah. So Barbara, don't let that put you off about buying here, because like I said, it's one of those things where it goes up, but it doesn't go up exorbitantly, or it hasn't here yet.
And they got a new product. I don't think y'all talked about it. They made patios out of concrete now. Instead of just being the patios being stick, they're out of concrete, and they're calling them garden villas.
Garden Valley.
You are so
And they're
out of
beautiful.
date. You are so out of date. We did
The
video
black
on
They
that.
got the black gates.
Oh, I love
We did
those.
video.
They're
We did
beautiful.
video on that 5 years ago.
You didn't do 5 years ago.
Yeah,
You
we did.
built them last week.
No, they started building them in Chitty Chatty over here first time.
I don't know. They get okay. I'll go to Chitty Chat and look. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
they got a
it's
whole
in front
community
of
there.
Front of Chitty Chatty.
Yeah.
Is it? I
I
didn't
don't know what
that.
it's called.
Well, now
but,
you do know.
Well, my agent.
You should watch my videos
But that's
more.
what the C behind the name of the house is. That stands for concrete. So, but those garden villas are so
They're
cute.
brand new over in Well Point.
Yeah.
And they got 2 with swimming pools that came back up. They
Yeah.
both went pending.
Patio
and they
villas
changed.
with swimming pools?
Yep.
Well, there's some 3-bedroom.
Huh.
3-bedroom
patio villas?
Well, they're garden villas, is what they call them.
Oh, they're not patio villas.
No, and
I said they like. I said they're like patio, but they're concrete.
Mhm.
They have the same layout.
Well, the lots must be a lot bigger to have a pool.
They're tiny
and all
lots.
that.
Well, they got 3 pools from the developer. Put 3 houses with 3 pools,
Yeah.
and they're awesome.
Are
If you
they,
want something small,
are they corner lots?
they got one of them's a corner lot, and it's got a really big yard.
Huh.
So you could have a big dog in that one.
Good look.
Kathy B. Sean Paul works at Cal's in Brownwood.
Yeah. So you want to go to the other cows?
There's 3 other locations. You can avoid me.
Hey, Kevin, I heard you was here last week. We weren't here.
Yeah, our neighbor told us you were here.
He's at the Saluki pool. And he says, hey, Sean Paul.
What's going on, buddy?
Kathy B says the garden villas are more expensive than a patio villa. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I looked at the prices of them. They're they're the same prices of what your designer
But
homes
for
are
a
just about.
3-bedroom and a pool, how much is that? Do you know?
I don't work for the
There was
villages
a
that way.
there's a couple in the paper today, but I didn't look at the prices.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. But anyhow, it's my turn. I just got the warning, so it was
15-minute warning.
a little bit late because we only
Well,
got
it's
5
2
minutes.
hours going to go by pretty
We
quick.
got 5 minutes left. Well, yeah, it did. Yeah, this whole thing seemed to do a lot.
I like Jim says, my dad used to allow us to sit next to him in his station wagon on long trips and push on the gas. My dad let me sit next to him and hold on to the steering wheel as a kid. We didn't wear seat belts because they didn't have any.
I had a 64 Volkswagen Beetle. It didn't have seatbelts.
Yeah.
Yes, I had a Corvair.
Ooh, most dangerous car ever made.
Scary car on the road. Yes. My first car.
That's funny. What was it about that car that they just named it the most dangerous car ever made?
I can tell you, her car had the problem. The heat in the car did not have a radiator like you would have in a car today where the hot water goes through it, the fan blows it in the car. It was an exhaust pipe, dual exhaust pipe actually came off this thing, and right below on the side of the door, you have the door shuts and you got this little, what do you call that, below the door jamb or what you want to call it. The exhaust pipe went through there and it went through on the other side. And then they had these little vent covers that you could open and shut. The heat in the exhaust pipe is what brought the heat into the car. Now, if that exhaust pipe got a hole in it, and hers did, you sit and go, man, this is...
Well, my 64 Volkswagen Beetle had the same thing. You wanted the heat, you just turned this lever and the heat came up from the bottom of the car.
Yeah, and the windshield wipers was the vacuum advance.
I do remember that. Yeah, you let off the gas, they go, you hit the gas pedal and they stop.
Okay. Well, this week, Camp Village's Easter week is the 14th to 17th. Registration is open, but space is limited for the 10 events planned. They have Easter egg hunt, art projects, disc golf, and movie, something for all ages. Registration is required. Go to districtgov.org /program/camp villages or at any of your service locations. Those are at the rec centers.
He felt burn the tires on that UPS truck.
The cost varies by event, and one family member, a resident, must attend for.
Them guys coming
You can call 352-753-1716 for information. There was a blurb in the Daily Sun said the long-awaited Harry and the Natives at Lake Okahumpkie Recreation Center will be open this summer. They've had a soft opening already. They had a few invited guests, and so far, everybody's saying it's pretty good.
They got the porch built. I was just there today.
Who's that?
Got Harry and the Natives.
Yeah, but they said they did have a soft opening for invited guests.
Nice.
But
that's going to be a cool place. That's going to be a cool place.
It will, and it'll be open this summer for sure.
They've been building that thing forever.
I know. Well, they had some money problems at their other place, and so they said it won't affect.
What? Money problems? People are worried to death that Hooters ain't going to open.
same way with them. Their other place they had some problems. So.
Cut that guy's hair.
Bonifay Country Club is hosting Funny Floridians Comedy Show on April 19th. That will include dinner.
Together. We're all
doors open at 5:30. Show starts at 7:30.
Opening day.
That's BonifayCountryClub.com or call 352-432-0039.
Yeah, I'm celebrity.
You're a celebrity.
There's more and more Canadians, so.
I keep an eye on what the other YouTubers are doing. Trust me on this.
The Canoe and Kayak Club invites residents to hear guest speaker Eric Hutchison as he shares his experience diving at Silver Springs. He's an experienced underwater cartographer. Meeting begins April 15th at Colony Cottage Rec Center. Doors open at 2. You must have a village ID or guest ID. And like I said, the Canoe and Kayak Club, they have a lot of speakers that they have come in, and this guy should sound like he's really knew what he was doing. Hope he has plenty of pictures. Grand Oaks Resort is hosting Mother Goose Murder Mystery Dinner. It's 6 p.m. April 17th at the Bistro. Grand Oaks used to be the place before they built the Equestrian Center. Grand Oaks Resort had all your horse shows and everything out there, and I think they still do some. But the bistro out there, like I said, they're going to have the Mother Goose Murder Mystery Dinner. And $58 is not bad for a show and dinner. It's at 3000 Marion County Road in Weirsdale, or you can go to thegrandoaks.com. Email the bistro at thegrandoaks.com. One last thing. Learn to kayak 8 a.m. on the second and fourth Wednesday of the month at Lake Okahumpka Rec Center. You start inside with classroom, then go out for 30 minutes on the lake. They also offer a guided kayaking experience at 8 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. To register, visit thevillages.com. So if you want to go riding a kayak, they do that on Tuesday and Thursday.
Is it more exciting to do the kayaking in alligator mating season right now?
I don't know.
Is that more of an adventure?
I talked to a guy at the big park. I'm trying to think of the name of it now, on Griffin Road. But anyhow, the big park there, and he was advertising their kayak tours and stuff out there. And I asked him, I said, do you guys ever worry about the alligators? And he said, I've been doing this for like 10 years. He said, never had an issue. So I don't know. I wouldn't get in any water.
Well, they're out. I'm going to tell you, down by me, they're out.
I know.
We've seen, everybody's talking about the alligators now.
Are you on Discord?
Yes.
Did you see the video that Linda put up?
Yes. I was the one on Discord that said they don't climb fences. And she said the video that that's like a 6-8 foot fence. I mean, a 5-6 foot fence, and the alligator's up longer.
That's right.
I remember I posted that years ago on W&L show or something. I forget what we were doing. And the guy sent me back and said, I had never heard anybody ever say the alligators could climb fences until I saw that video. I said, well, and then another guy made a comment saying, now I know what Sue meant when it says the fence won't keep them out. And that's not what Sue said at all. What she's talking about is you get the electric fence in your yard, not a fence that they climb, what they call that, invisible fence.
That's what we have.
It'll keep your dog in, but it doesn't keep the predators that may want to eat your dog out.
That's right. And neither will a chain link fence.
And I'm going to say this. If your dog is this size, do not leave it unattended.
No.
You will lose your dog.
An eagle.
I saw something big, and I was coming out of Brownwood last night, and there was a big hawk. It wasn't, I don't think it was an eagle, but it was a really big hawk. And it had something in its paws, claws, squirming around.
I've seen it take
somebody
bunny
might have
rabbits.
lost a little dog last night.
I've seen him take bunny rabbits. And I said,
we saw him take a cat over here years ago.
Yeah. So you got to really be careful with your
if your dog is, I'm telling you, I talk like this naturally, folks. My redneck doctor back in Georgia said, if your dog is under 30 pounds, do not leave it unattended.
That's right. That's right.
Period.
No,
Period.
Yeah. We don't. That's one of the reasons why in most districts they put a rule in there. I mean, you can ignore any rule you want, but it says all pets that comes outside your house must be on a leash. And there's a reason for that. One, it keeps them getting run over in case it takes off. But two, is if there's an eagle coming down to take your cat and it's on a leash, there's a good chance you're going to be able to save that cat.
Right. Oh, and Bad Karma says a garden villa with a pool is $608,803.
Really?
But I walked through that one, and it has every upgrade there's offered. It has every single upgrade. There's not one missing. If you like the color, I think you would be better buying that than buying one and doing all the upgrades yourself. It has every upgrade.
I didn't get to go through the garden villas. We've seen the rest of Street of Dreams, but we didn't get to see the garden villas. But I do like the wrought iron fence in between. Like the courtyard has the plastic.
I like it that they got that some of them have the wrought iron fence, so you can't come to the front door.
Right. It's
I don't know
unique.
what that is.
Yeah, everybody needs to go take a look at those.
We're going to get our front area screened in.
Nice.
Well, that's a common thing. You got one next door.
What is this called?
This is called a jasmine.
So I think
wisteria.
Wisteria.
I think that now they changed that to an eagle. I think this is now an eagle.
I think so.
Yeah.
And nice.
Or in a veranda, I think it's called an Eaton. I now understand what you're saying. They changed the names for the agents.
Yeah. It's the same thing, but they changed the name. And I think the reason why they do that, and it makes sense.
Here, tell that to everybody, because that was he's talking about if you're buying a used home in an older section, that they might build that as a new home, and this is why.
Well, we got a wisteria, and even way up in the Spanish Springs area, they're still called wisterias. They're different layouts on them. But anyway, they may build this same floor plan even down in Eastport.
But they call it an eagle.
But they'll call it, he said they call it an eagle. And the reason for that is if you call in because you're on the web, you don't move, ain't moved here yet, and you're interested in something, when you call them and say, hey, I'm interested in this eagle model of yours, right away that guy knows where you're looking. And so if they don't have an eagle, he knows that you're looking in the new area, and that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
So that's why they do that, I think.
Well, we want to thank our moderators today. You know, we love you. We need you. We really appreciate you.
Well, good are they?
And I said, we're going to.
I got a channel manager that can't fix my iPad. I may have to fire him and get somebody else.
So,
hire his son.
Before y'all sign off, I want to make a suggestion. And this is really why I came over here.
Oh, God.
Well, no, I came to see Buddy. I'll tell the truth. And say hi to Sue. But you're here.
I'm here.
I think once a month,
Betty,
we should have a live late show, like, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock at night in your garage.
Oh,
where,
Susan
where
bet
the boys,
it ain't
where
gonna
the
happen.
boys,
It ain't going to happen.
oh, we can do it in the parking lot. I don't care.
Susan bet at 9.
But we should have a truckers, or we can do it before 9 then, whatever. But a live show where
Trucker language?
yeah, it's we get 6 of the fellas around.